Forecaster Greg Mello.
With the drought conditions, this will definitely help. Looking at the latest model guidance, though, it looks like our rainfall amounts are going to be slightly lower than we first expected. Now it looks like we're expecting more closer to, maybe a quarter to half an inch of rain for most of the area, and then some areas could see slightly more than that.
Mello says the rain will slow down Friday night. A crash on I-65 started with the attempted theft of an ATM. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Early Thursday morning, Indy Metro cops got a call that something wasn't right at a Southside PNC bank. As they arrived, they saw people trying to steal an ATM using chains that were hooked up to a truck. The cops messed up that plan. A chase started, and cops decided to stop the chase because things got crazy. The pickup involved in the attempted theft of the ATM caught fire on Interstate 65, and the people in that truck jumped out and ran into a neighborhood. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC. Mobile News.
You're paying an average of $3.06 a gallon for gas today, says AAA. That's down 10 cents from last week. You have a chance to see Santa if you're in Greenwood this weekend.
It's a parade where Santa and Mrs. Claus get on a fire truck provided by the White River Township Fire Department, and they travel to different neighborhoods in Greenwood for more than an hour on Saturday starting at 3 o'clock. Danielle Cackley with the fire department says Santa will have some goodies for the kids.
He usually has some candy and things that when we see children, he'll stop and throw out of the fire truck.
If you don't see him in your neighborhood, you can check him out at Center Grove Middle School North or Sugar Grove Elementary School. If the weather is bad on Saturday, then they'll do the parade on Sunday, no matter what. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Your time is 3:04. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Electric vehicles are here to stay, and if you're looking for an electric vehicle, Andy Moore Ford is your EV headquarters. More selection. Get to Andy Moore Ford to shop the Mach-E, the E-Transit, the F-150 Lightning in stock, and more arriving daily. Save more at the pump when you switch to an Andy Moore Ford EV. Say hello to more rebates with federal and state incentives. You could save more. How's over $7,500 sound to you? But the benefits don't end there. Purchasing an EV with Andy Moore means you can take advantage of excellent services like more to your door, more peace of mind with over a decade of experience in selling and servicing electric vehicles. Andy Moore Ford's EV experts are here to answer all of your questions from sales to service, parts to maintenance. Check out Andy Moore Ford. Find them in Plainfield at 2713 East Main Street, 2713 East Main Street. Andy Moore Ford. Andy Moore, M-O-H-R. AndyMooreFord.com. That's AndyMooreFord.com.
Traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Here's Matt Bear.
You got it, Donnie. Looking at northbound 65. Crash at Raymond Street. That's blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to South Keystone Avenue. And northbound 37, stop-and-go right now, Epler Avenue up to 465. Traffic sponsored by Comcast Business. Start saving with Comcast Business Mobile on the most reliable 5G network. Most reliable based on route metrics. U.S. report results vary, not an endorsement. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We're cloudy. Tonight there could be a few scattered showers early on, but more likely rain chances coming in after midnight. A low down to 41. Steady rain then Friday morning. The rest of the day, cloudy skies with a few scattered showers throughout the day. Friday's high, 52. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
I love this story about the idiots that tried to steal the ATM on the south side. What'd they do? They decided to grab a couple of chains, attach it to their truck, and then take right off. And it didn't work, did it?
Shockingly, no. I know it's hard to believe that the masterminds behind such a brilliant plot did not get their money, but maybe we shouldn't laugh because at the time of us doing this show here, they haven't caught the people that tried to do it.
They went on, once the pursuits got on the interstate. See, that's the thing I don't like about this whole, the cops stopped pursuing them. I mean, if that's the policy for the police department to stop. I mean, I understand it's one thing if they're driving erratically through neighborhoods, but on the interstate at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Couldn't possibly be that busy. Could it at 5 o'clock in the
I'm
morning?
not trying to criticize the police at all, but either way, the truck caught on fire or something like that, and they had to evacuate.
I'm reading
what a calamity.
here.
I mean,
the officers were returning to their assigned area, and they saw that the rear wheel of the suspect's vehicle was on fire on 465 at Southport Road, and the fire department had to come and put it out. I mean, that is some wear and tear on your vehicle when you've got chains and you're dragging a freaking ATM machine.
Yeah, and not only that, but I looked it up. Like I said, how much does an ATM machine weigh? And it came back 500 to 2,500 pounds.
Oh, they're
on
big
the
mamma
size.
jammas. They are.
And okay, so once you do successfully steal an ATM and get it back to the warehouse or wherever your hideout is at, then what do? It's not like you could just take a set of Stanley screwdrivers and start taking it apart.
Right.
There's special tools and stuff you need. You can't just crack it open with a pair of pliers.
If any of this conversation sounds familiar, this is exactly what happened in the comedy movie Barbershop with Ice Cube. Like Ice Cube and Cedric the Entertainer. So Anthony Anderson's character, he tried to do this. And there's a scene in the movie where he's got the stolen ATM and he's going down the street with it on a dolly, and he thinks the police are onto him. So he stops and acts like he's using the ATM that he's stolen, and people start lining up behind him.
The machine broke, y'all. I said the machine broke.
This is the exact same thing that happened in Barbershop.
Now, I also typed in Google, and I'm probably going to get flagged for this. We get a visit from the FBI or something, how to break into an ATM. And basically, it took me to a thing where it says ATM machines are designed with robust security features to prevent unauthorized access, which is a fancy way of saying they've got, it's secure alarm systems, tamper-proof locks. I don't know that you could just – I don't know that the average criminal, if they were successful in transporting a 1,000-pound ATM to their hideout, could just beat it with a sledgehammer and get the money.
Anthony Anderson had a blowtorch and couldn't get into it. What makes you think that these morons on the South Side are going to get into the ATM if Anthony Anderson couldn't do it in Barbershop?
Now, there are videos on YouTube of people hacking and breaking in and using, I don't know, it looks like this guy's using like some sort of metal saw. So I don't know if it
I love that you're looking this up.
I know. I wanted to see, because if you're successful, but I just doubt. It sounds like these geniuses, driving their jalopy down the road when it catches on fire because it's dragging an ATM on the back. It doesn't sound like they have the technology to accomplish such a task.
You know what's going to happen now? There'll be an ATM that goes missing tonight, and they're going to blame you for it. I heard that guy on the radio talking about how he's going to break into one. You know that's coming. All right,
blame me, fine.
Keeping it on the South Side here, and I'm still trying to make sense of the shooting that took place at the Beech Grove KFC. So we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
There was a situation where an employee was fired and then came back later and shot people. Specifically shot one person. Shot him in the head. Made contact. Now, it sounds like that person's going to be okay. And we'll talk about that here in just a moment.
Wow.
But I've got questions as to what's taking so long for an attempted murder charge. Because so far, the only charge for this guy that shot somebody in the head is aggravated assault. And if you look at the rap sheet of this guy, he's been in and out.
Of course.
Should not have access to a firearm. He's a prohibited possessor.
Of course.
He's had issues in the past. And I'm wondering what's taking so long to file an attempted murder charge.
Well, ask the prosecutor.
So I did ask some prosecutors.
Did you?
Marion County's prosecutor refuses to come on this program. We would love to have Ryan Mears. We have an open seat if he ever wants to come on this show and have a conversation with us. But I reached out to some other counties around Indy, some folks that currently work as prosecutors, some folks that are retired. I spoke to some law enforcement officers. And what I learned was for an attempted murder charge, usually there has to be more than one shot fired. Because whether it's BS or not, sometimes you could make the claim that if it's just one shot, it was an accident.
Or they got into a fight and there was a struggle, the gun accidentally went off.
Somebody stumbled or something and a gunshot went off. If it's just one shot, you could make a case that it wasn't an attempted murder. Attempted murder meaning intentionally trying to end someone's life. But this KFC shooting, from the people that I've spoke with, was 4 to 5 shots fired.
Oh, those are. Was that in the report?
I've got
from the
some
sources?
Folks. I've got folks that I talk to.
4 or 5 shots?
4 or 5 shots.
Lord.
One of them connecting and hitting this employee in the head. Now, again, he's going to be okay, but this is more than one shot. So that tells me this is intentional.
Hold on. Do we know that he was an employee?
Yes, and we'll get to that.
Okay.
But this tells me this was clearly intentional. 4 to 5 shots wasn't, I dropped my gun, I stumbled, it was a mistake. That's intentional. So maybe the Marion County Prosecutor's Office is ultimately going to file an attempted murder charge, but they haven't yet. And if they do not file an attempted murder charge, that is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Now, on a side note, there was a great story and a hero that came from what happened at that KFC in Beech Grove. 17-year-old Drew Gardner. This kid is a badass. He's the hero here. He was the one that took care of the gunshot victim, which he tells a local TV station was his co-worker at that KFC.
Okay.
He was the one that took care of him until the police and the medics arrived. So basically, he made like a tourniquet, like took the towels and everything, kept pressure on the gunshot wound, lifted him up, cleaned him up until the proper authorities came by. Now, next level here, his mother, who was doing this interview with him on a local TV station, said that her son has some social barriers. He has autism, but in the heat of the moment.
Wait, the hero here?
Yes.
Is on the spectrum?
Yes. Wow. In the heat of the moment, my man, this 17-year-old who's a little socially shy, knew how to save somebody's life. And I think that's incredibly awesome. So, listen, I don't want to talk about the 24-year-old scumbag that shot somebody. I hope the prosecutor's office files the right charges, an attempted murder charge against this guy because it's warranted. But I think everybody needs to remember the name Drew Gardner, because that is unbelievable. That's awesome, man. Good for that kid.
Bravo.
And good for his mother. Like, I don't know who his mom is, but you raised an awesome kid, because imagine, literally, bullets are flying at this location. He's not sure if it's safe or not. He takes his wounded coworker to the side and makes sure that he is taking care of him until the proper medics arrive. I think that's fantastic.
I also typed in aggravated assault examples just now. I've typed in some interesting things into Google. I'm going to get flagged left and right. But, you know, this guy shot 4 or 5 times at this dude. Aggravated assault includes throwing a vase at someone or pushing another into a glass object, breaking someone's jaw, breaking someone's nose that doesn't heal without medical intervention. All types of aggravated assault. Now, shooting a gun at someone is listed on the examples.
Shooting someone in the head on that list?
4 or 5 times? Yeah. No, it's not on the list.
I mean, I don't know if all those shots were fired at one guy.
I understand.
But it clearly was intentional. Like, when you're firing 4 to 5 shots, that's intentional. And as of right now, I'm hoping it changes, but as of right now, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office has not filed an attempted murder charge against the guy that should not have had a weapon and shot somebody in the head. Unbelievable. Matt Bear.
Northbound 65 hammer crash clear at Raymond Street. Traffic is getting out of there as we're still a little bit slow for a quarter of a mile, but that's not going to last long. Northbound 37 stopped right now. It's Edgewood Avenue up to 465. That is the work zone for I-69 construction, the interstate that's done at the end of 2024. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I mean, so often in the news, TV, radio, I mean, we're just as guilty. You hear the names of the bad people, like you hear the names of the suspect or the gunman. Today, I want you to remember 17-year-old Drew Gardner's name because he's a badass, man. He saved a life at that KFC. Right now, we've got some cloudy skies, 58 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and we've got some Damn Nature You Scary next.
Hey, Hammer, over here. Pay attention. Did you hear about Bill Dennery, our retirement guy? We're both customers of Bill's. He's helping Indy residents add an instant 13% bonus on top of the retirement savings.
So if my Beech Grove High School education is correct, every $100 gets you an extra $13 more, right?
Yep. And it adds up. You can get $13,000 for every $100,000.
That's a pretty solid bonus.
Yeah.
I can take that.
Yeah,
That's good.
I mean, it is. It is. And you get an extremely competitive return year after year. Over the last 10 years, it's been anywhere like it's been like 7% and backed by one of the world's largest insurance companies.
And I guess that's why Indy calls Bill Demery your retirement guy. So if you're listening right now and you want a 13% bonus, what should people do?
Call Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. But it may not last long, so call 317-648-5120.
Past performance is no guarantee of future returns.
When it comes to illegal immigration, there's only one true conservative running for U.S. Senate this year. That's Trump-endorsed Jim Banks. Jim Banks has a plan, and it's simple. If you're caught in this country illegally, you're sent back to where you came from. Got that? No? Okay, well, let me repeat it. When Jim Banks is the senator, his policy on illegal immigration will be as follows. If you're in the country illegally, you're going back to where you came from. Mi casa is no longer tu casa, my friends. Jim Banks, Navy veteran, Trump endorsed. A simple plan for dealing with illegal immigration. Jim Banks for U.S. Senate. American Leadership PAC is responsible for the content of this message. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.americanleadershippac.org.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
I really like our plumbers at Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. They know their lines. They know water lines, drain lines, clog lines, pickup lines. Okay, maybe in their younger days. When I was a kid, there was a game show on TV called What's My Line? Our plumbers would have been world champions. Along with Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing having the best plumbers around, they're also very nice, clean, and pleasant guys to have in your home. So the next time you have trouble in the kitchen, laundry, or bathroom, throw us a line at Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, 255-HEAT, where you can trust your flush to us.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get up to 40% off vanities. And there's more. Get up to 50% off select tools and accessories from trusted top brands like DeWalt and Craftsman. Visit us in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. About 11/30 through 12/6. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
Find a great gift for you or that special someone and save this week. Get 20% off interior holiday decor at Sundown Gardens in Westfield, sundown.gardens.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. suppose we'll meet any wild animals?
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
The dingo ate your baby.
And now Hammer and Nigel proudly presents.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Lions.
And tigers. And bears.
Oh, my.
Oh, another one of these. I love it. This video's gone viral. Someone in Lake Tahoe, California, trying to scare away a bear that wants to get in their house. You could hear them pounding on a sliding glass door, and yes, there is human roaring involved to try to scare away the bear. Please go ahead with the clip.
He's hungry. What do we do?
Let him in.
He's just hungry.
But the way he opens
Galen,
up
Galen. Guys.
Yeah!
No, dude, this is not good. This is not good. Someone has to go outside.
Why is that so funny to me?
Every time. Shooing away bears delivers every time.
I don't. And the one guy, she goes, "What should we do?" And the one guy in the background goes, "Well, let it in." Yeah. And then they start, like, does the bear, I don't think that it's ever really successfully worked, has it? Maybe once or twice. Yeah, it's worked.
Yeah, depending on the type of bear. Like black bears, like you see in the Smoky Mountains, they get scared if you, like, roar at them. Now, big Kodiaks, like in The Revenant, they will respond in kind.
They just kind of look at you and like, yeah, all right, whatever, pal.
You want to dance?
Yeah,
let's go.
Dance.
So I think it's implied here. I think we all know what's next. Great moments in shooing away bears history. This is a woman who was on a hiking trail when a couple cubs and a big brown bear started giving her crap.
Oh. And then they really don't, they're not startled or anything. Like, you look at that footage, they're like, just, all right, they kind of just turned around and walked away.
Almost like if you see a person doing that, like, well, that person's crazy. I'm not really scared, but I think I just want to walk the other direction.
But that's where you do get into trouble. If you're a human being and you come up upon a mama bear and her cubs, that's when things can go south real quick, protecting her babies.
Great moment in shooing away bears history. There are multiple ways you can shoo away a bear.
Yes.
You can be aggressive, like that woman on the hiking trail, or you could be like this woman in Tennessee who saw a bear on her bird feeder.
Get down from there. Get down from there. Right now. Go. You get down from my porch right now. Go. What do you think you're doing on my porch? You get down. Go. How dare you?
Sounded like a teacher at an elementary school telling the kids to get off the monkey bars. Get down. Come on. Get.
What are you doing? Get down.
Recess is over. Get down.
And of course, the number one seed in great moments in shooing away bears. If we had a March Madness style bracket, this would be the number one seed. This was also a guy on a hiking trail.
There he is.
Quiet.
So again,
you're right. The bear's looking at him like, yeah, this guy's crazy. I'm getting out of here.
I could eat him, but
maybe he's got rabies.
I don't think I want to. Allison, hit me with some booze news.
You set him up and I'll knock him back, Lloyd. One by one.
We are gonna read booze news because it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Hammer and Nigel presents
Booze News. Time for Booze News. The Massachusetts town is offering a free tow and drive home for people too drunk to drive. It's tried to curb DUIs and accidents throughout the holidays. It's the 8th year in a row they've done this. And here is the guy, the owner of Christopher's Towing, talking about why he thinks it's important to offer a free service.
I've seen a lot of accidents that involve, adults. Some accidents involve kids from drunk driving. I've seen a lot of bad situations, and it really sticks with you your whole entire life. They find themselves in a situation where they've had a little bit too much to drink, and they're afraid they don't want to leave their car, so they might take that extra chance to drive home and take the car, and we're there to probably try to help them and stop that and give them an option so they don't take that ride home.
Such a good idea. It's such a great service. Free tow and ride home?
Right. And I'm telling you, it's needed. When was the last time that you've been on the road on New Year's Eve, like after midnight, coming home? Do you remember?
No, not since my 20s or 30s. I mean, even in my 20s, we'd have New Year's Eve parties at my house, and people would just crash wherever on the couch floor. So I do not want to be out at that time of night, that time of day.
I've worked a bunch of New Year's Eves, from the casino where I'd be the DJ and the host, and you'd be there till 2 a.m, then tear down and go home. I've done New Year's Eve parties at hotels and bars when I was mobile DJ. It's pretty scary, man. Like, I've seen a lot of things in my life, but driving out there at like 1 or 2 a.m, you see who's impaired. Yeah. People are swerving in the roads, man.
They ain't looking at their iPhones at 2 o'clock in the morning. They're hammered.
Yeah. It's wild.
So I think, and who hasn't shown up to a bar and said, I'm only going to have a couple, only to wind up, 6 hours later and 10 beers in and 5 shots of Fireball. You're like, oh crap, what am I going to do?
You're shirtless. You're wooing like Ric Flair.
This is even better than having to call an Uber to come get you, and then, having somebody take you back to get your car the next day.
Right.
This is a towing service. It's going to take you home and your car at the same time. Now, the only problem is if you're, the tow truck driver, if you're the guy that's getting picked up, if you're the drunk that's too hammered to drive and you throw up all over the cab.
That's a problem.
That's a big problem.
And I hope people don't take advantage of this.
Well, yeah, I mean, like tip. Yeah.
Right.
Tip these people. I swear they did this in Indy. I swear there's companies that do this in Indy on New Year's Eve.
Make plans, too. Like, okay, this is an awesome service he's providing, but have Uber on your phone. Have Lyft on your phone. Call a cab if you have to. Don't just rely on this dude's goodwill to take your drunk ass home. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Man, you should have seen my garage floor before Galaxy Concrete Coatings got a hold of it. It had never been taken care of. I live in sort of an older house, cracked, uneven, dirty, and it was just not a very pleasant place to be in because of the garage floor. Now, that changed within a day. My new Galaxy Concrete garage floor is out of this world. It's stronger hold. It won't fade. It's easy to clean. And it's not epoxy they used, okay? That's the old stuff. The new stuff is called polyurea. That is the new standard for garage coatings. So check out their website, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? George and Megan at yourcoverage.net can help. George and Megan have helped countless individuals and families save 30 to 60% on health insurance with superior coverage. George recently saved a family of 4 $800 a month with the Aetna Network $0 deductible and $0 doctor office copay plan. This is not a government-sponsored health insurance plan. So if you're uninsured, recently lost your job, on COBRA, or are paying extremely high rates for Obamacare or your work coverage, George and Megan will help you if you meet the flexible guidelines for health insurance. Yourcoverage.net will provide you the best coverage at the lowest rate. Their goal is to give you peace of mind and the utmost in healthcare. Go to yourcoverage.net and see for yourself, or better yet, call George and Megan at 1-800-491-5500. That's 1-800-491-5500. Or go to yourcoverage.net. That's yourcoverage.net, a premium personalized healthcare plan managed and designed by you, not the government.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It'll be a wet start to December. It's 56 and cloudy downtown. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Rain is on the way.
And it will be here tonight. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Greg Mello from the National Weather Service says Hoosiers need the rain, especially given the drought conditions.
So definitely help. Looking at the latest model guidance, though, it looks like our rainfall amounts are going to be slightly lower than we first expected.
So Mello says we'll get about a day and a half of steady rain, with the heaviest rain falling in the northwest portions of Indiana. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC. Mobile News.
Before President Biden took office, Indiana Republican Senator Mike Braun said there were about 20,000 people coming across the southern border illegally per month.
Now it's 200,000 a month with 60,000 gotaways. You cannot spin that any way other than it's chaos.
He tells the Washington Watch with Tony Perkins that issues at the border are only making the economy worse. He says inflation isn't helping either. Chicago is building migrant camps to help tackle the growing crisis in the city.
The city reversing course today on a location to house migrants in a city park building after opposition from residents. The construction here started this week on winterized camps for migrants, moving them from the city's airports and police stations into their own designated area. Julia Ramirez is the alderwoman of the 12th Ward where this construction site lives. She says construction began despite disapproval from some area residents. In a statement, she said, "Let me be clear. I'm opposed to the construction of this site. The administration's decision to proceed without addressing our concerns not only undermines transparency and efforts of co-governance, but also disregards the well-being of everyone in our community."
That's Kelly Sabiri with Fox Business. Beetlejuice 2 is a wrap. Director Tim Burton announced on Instagram that the film has completed production. The film only had 2 days left of shooting after the SAG-AFTRA strike came to an end. Deadline reports Warner Brothers is looking at a September 6, 2024 release date. Your time is 3:33. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
Senator Todd Young is harnessing the power of clean energy to create a stronger America. Building a clean energy economy will create high-wage American manufacturing jobs and expand opportunities for hardworking families to thrive and prosper. Investing in clean energy innovation will strengthen our electric grid and make it more resilient against natural disasters and foreign hackers. Senator Todd Young understands that clean energy is vital to America's economic and national security. To become energy independent, America needs an all-of-the-above energy strategy. Wind, solar, and homegrown biofuels can help break our dependence on foreign energy, create a booming economy, and protect our environment for generations to come. America can lead the world in clean energy innovation. Call 202-224-3121. Thanks, Senator Todd Young, for building America's clean energy economy. Paid for by the Indiana Builders Association.
With traffic, here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, and Donnie looking at northbound 37 stop and go traffic, Epler 2465. It is a work zone. South side, eastbound 465, stop and go from Man Road over to the White River and starting to see a slow on the northeast side. Northbound 465, just a little bit tight right now around East 56th Street. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. The annual B-Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off all products plus 10% in manufacturer's rebates and 20 months, no payments, no interest. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Thursday evening, we're looking at cloudy conditions with periods of rain in the forecast. A low temperature dropping only to 42 degrees outside with winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Quarter inch of rain is possible. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You can't fight the friction!
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, wow, what a surprise. This is according to CBS News. Their analysis says the typical American household must spend an additional $11,434 annually just to maintain, Hammer, the same standard of living they enjoyed in January of 2021. That was kind of like right before the inflation soared to 40-year highs.
We're not talking about 10, 15 years ago. We're talking about from 2021.
Lots of printing of money, lots of spending, lots of benefits. This is according to a recent analysis of government data. Now, Biden and his administration is saying, well, the analysis is flawed. Well, it's government data. It's your data. But the analysis of the data is flawed. I have no doubt in my mind, and this is coming from, I thought Joe Biden just announced that it was like the fourth cheapest Thanksgiving on record in the history of the United States. No.
Not even close. Not even close. And again, we talk about this all the time. What you see from dishonest politicians is they talk about year-over-year numbers, right? Joe Biden's going to come out there and say, well, Thanksgiving was cheaper than last year. Well, yeah, but you were also the president last year when it was really expensive. You were also the president the year before when it was really expensive. Here in Marion County, you see Joe Hogsett doing a victory lap. Well, the homicides are down from a couple years ago. Yeah, but you were the mayor then, and that was a record. We've had another year of 200 homicides, but because it's not a record, you're doing a victory lap?
Okay, Joe Biden, I mean, like, maybe the turkeys are a little cheaper and the stuffing was 50 cents less, but gas prices, used cars.
Oh, he does a victory lap on gas prices, too.
Well, yeah, when they go down 25 cents, sure, it's all it's all my doing. I love it how Joe Biden and his supporters, they say, oh, yeah, look at the gas prices. They're all coming down. It's all due to Joe Biden. And then when they go up, well, the president has nothing to do with gas prices.
It's Putin. They throw their hands up and just go, Putin.
I mean, everything. I mean, just everything is so expensive. I don't even want to tell you what we spent at the grocery store a couple of weeks ago.
Pre-Thanksgiving trip?
Yeah, but it wasn't even for Thanksgiving. It was just a regular, normal weekly trip at Meijer, and it was ridiculous. I was like, wait, how much? Are you serious? We would not have spent that much 2 or 3 years ago.
And this new study using government data from CBS News, Americans need an extra $11,400 to afford the basics, same things they had back in January of 2021.
But no, Americans are still spending, record Cyber Monday, record billions and billions of dollars. But as Tony Katz was saying on his show earlier today, what are you getting for all that money that you're spending? I guarantee you're not getting as much.
No. So illegal immigrants are getting a ton.
Oh, sure.
We had that story yesterday. Over $500 billion. That's what it's going to cost the United States in terms of
yearly
housing and food and everything else going into the invasion at the southern border. So we have an update on the little Kansas City Chiefs football fan that went to the game. He had his face painted, half was red, half was black, had the Kansas City Chiefs Indian headdress on with the jersey. He was a passionate fan.
Yeah, and even the Chiefs players, black and white players, were coming up doing the chop with this kid after the touchdown. They were in Vegas, right? They were playing the Raiders, I believe.
Right. Who Raider fans are known to put paint on their face. Like Raider fans are like the poster child of painting up your face for a football game. Silver and black, because that's the team colors.
Putty from Seinfeld.
Right.
Going to see the Devils. The Devils!
Got to support the team.
It's a face painter.
But this liberal sports website called Deadspin.
Can I just ask a side question real quick? I thought Deadspin went away. I thought they went bankrupt. I thought there was at one point where they went away and they went bankrupt and they must have got picked up by another entity. Because
Probably.
I swear to God, there was a year or two that they were gone.
Jezebel was the same way.
Yeah,
it went away,
right,
and I think it's getting ready to be relaunched as well. But this website, Deadspin, they saw a photo of this kid. And it was where he had his face turned where you could only see the black side, and they thought he was at the game in blackface. And clearly, half was red, half was black, because those are the Kansas City Chief colors, red, black, yellow, and white.
The Deadspin writer was like, the NFL needs to address this NFL fan in blackface. It's a 10-year-old kid.
And this writer...
Wasn't true either, Karen.
Yeah, this race-baiting writer who's a man named Karen, let that sink in, tried to ruin the life of a 9-year-old little boy at a football game. Well, last night, the family went on with Jesse Waters on his program on Fox News. This is Holden. He's the young man that had the face paint on and the headdress addressing the situation.
Holden, how are you feeling right now?
It's okay because a lot of kids at school are getting excited, but it's starting to get me a little nervous because if they go a little bit overboard, it's a little scary.
I mean, of course.
Poor little guy.
Of course it would be scary. He's 9 years old. Listen to his voice right there. And again, a grown-ass man, a writer, is trying to destroy his life.
I've not seen very many people on the side of the Deadspin writer, though.
Dan Le Batard is.
I saw that clip. That was, but what relevance is he now?
Right. This is the dad, because the dad was with Holden on that interview. And this is something that tugs at my heartstring. As a parent, you just want to take care of your kids, right? Listen to this.
What was going through your mind the second you found out your son had been targeted like this?
It's been a lot. It's been a pretty crazy couple of days. I was mad, upset for him. Mad that he's upset. He's pretty devastated. I mean, he's seen the videos and everything posted. He's excited. He's all over. It was his dream to get on the Jumbotron, but then everything else came up and it's been a little bit of a spiral.
Would you like an apology? What would you like from Karen at Deadspin?
You know, I don't even know what to think about that. It's a little too late for that. The damage is already done. It's, worldwide. Now there's comments all over. There's, disrespect towards Native Americans and towards my family. It's been a whirlwind of comments coming. It's a 9-year-old boy supporting his team.
And that Karen, the journalist named, is it Karen or Karan? He said Karen, whatever. He spells it like C-A-R-R-O-N. Yeah. He's deleted the tweets. He knows he's in the wrong.
Well, I think he's been forced to delete the tweet because somebody is about to go full Nicholas Sandmann on him and take everything that he's got.
Yeah.
If you remember, Nicholas Sandmann was the young man with the Covington Catholic School in Kentucky that went to that event.
Washington Monument or something.
Yeah, in Washington, D.C., and there's this Native American guy that's like playing a drum right in his face, and he's just sitting there smiling at him. But people on CNN and MSNBC and these liberal rag newspapers were calling Nicholas Sandmann the problem, saying he was a racist. And I think Bill Maher said he had a punchable face, and he sued everybody.
He got a sizable settlement, and that was not disclosed in terms of the size, the size of the settlement.
From multiple media outlets.
Yeah.
It wasn't just from one company. He got multiple settlements.
I think when all is said and done, of course, I wish the kid had not gone through this. I'm sure the parents were mortified, but I think more people than not were on the side of the parents and the kids. More common sense people are out there. Twitter is just, again, it's not real. It's an echo chamber. And I did not see, except with the exception of, that clip from the Dan Le Batard, who's a sports talk show host who used to be on ESPN, who, they got rid of him because he was almost too woke for ESPN. Have you seen any real support for this Deadspin guy?
No, not really. And what's going to be interesting, mark this date on your calendar, December 10th. That's the next home game for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're on the road this week, and then they have a home game again December 10th. What we're seeing on social media is that a lot of fans plan to do that same face paint in honor of the kid, to stick up and support the kid. So people who don't normally paint their face at a home football game are going to be doing the half red, half black in solidarity with this 9-year-old young man.
And I'm curious what the Kansas City Chiefs have to say.
Right.
I wonder if they're going to come out in support of this kid and his family.
We will find out. Next home game for them, December 10th. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer Nigel here. Mark Dietel, a real estate expert. He's the only one I'd trust to sell my home, to find me a new home. And look, if you're at that stage in life where you're needing to downsize and want that equity, Mark Diedel's your guy. Take Jackie and Terry in Wanamaker. They were entering the next phase of life and wanted maintenance-free living. They had already built a new home. They needed to sell their old home for a good price for retirement. Mark Diedel sold it quick for the price they wanted and closed in under 30 days.
There's only one agent that we trust and recommend, and that's Mark Diedel. Because Mark Diedel, he has the guarantee in place. Mark Diedel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. If you don't believe us, call him. Talk to Mark Diedel yourself, 317-755-4232, or go to markdiedel.com. That's Mark, Dietel, markdiedel.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Have you saved enough? Do you have a plan for Social Security and taxes in retirement? Hey, Casey Weed of Howard Bailey Financial, where our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we want to give you our Retire with Purpose toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you can't outlive. Plus, you'll receive a copy of my book, Job Optional. To get your complimentary toolkit, call or text the keyword INFO 42 to 866-482-9559. That's INFO 42 to 866-482-9559.
Howard Bailey Financial is the official wealth management partner of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Athletics was compensated for this endorsement and is not a current client of Howard Bailey. For more information, please visit howardbailey.com/ND disclosure. Investment advisory services may be offered through Howard Bailey Securities LLC, a registered investment advisor. Working with Howard Bailey Securities LLC cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
You only have one heart, so let's keep it near everyone it beats for. Franciscan Health is leading the way as the only hospital in Indiana to be recognized as one of HealthGrade's 100 best hospitals for cardiac care and coronary intervention in 2024. We're delivering award-winning heart care in your neighborhood, near everyone you love, because our greatest reward is caring for you. Learn more about our compassionate, patient-focused approach to heart care. Visit us at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Senator Todd Young is harnessing the power of clean energy to create a stronger America. Building a clean energy economy will create high-wage American manufacturing jobs and expand opportunities for hardworking families to thrive and prosper. Investing in clean energy innovation will strengthen our electric grid and make it more resilient against natural disasters and foreign hackers. Senator Todd Young understands that clean energy is vital to America's economic and national security. To become energy independent, America needs an all-of-the-above energy strategy. Wind, solar, and homegrown biofuels can help break our dependence on foreign energy, create a booming economy, and protect our environment for generations to come. America can lead the world in clean energy innovation. Call 202-224-3121. Thanks, Senator Todd Young, for building America's clean energy economy. Paid for by the Indiana Builders Association.
Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them matter and make them count with a symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Extended Black Friday. Up to 52% off all products, plus 10% in manufacturer rebates. For a limited time only, go to bwindow.com.
The latest local news, commentary from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, podcasts. Listen to the station live whenever, wherever, online at WIBC.com.
All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Yeah, and we're looking at the south side. Eastbound 465 is stop and go right now from 70 over to the White River, and northbound 37, this work zone here, it does jam up at Epler Avenue up to 465. That is an I-69 construction work zone, which should be done at the end of 2024. Traffic sponsored by B Window. The annual B Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off all products, plus 10% in manufacturer's rebates in 20 months, no payments, no interest. Visit Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
57 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and let's play Cameo Price is Right.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Remind everybody how we play Cameo Price is Right.
So Cameo is this service where you pay money and a celebrity, I'm using air quotes there, will deliver a personalized message to your friend. So let's just say that I paid celebrity A $100 and said, wish Nigel happy birthday. Tomorrow you would wake up and in your email inbox would be Pauly Shore or whoever it is telling you happy birthday. They all charge various rates. There's no one set rate. So the way we do this is I'm going to give you the name of a celebrity. Nigel against Allison. You tell me how much you think this celebrity charges for a Cameo message. The closest without going over gets a point. First 1 to 3 points wins. And what we're playing for is
shot of tequila. Loser. Wait, the winner
gets their choice.
Winner gets a choice. Do I do the shot of tequila or does Allison do the shot of tequila? I'm pouring it right now here.
Nigel is on a 3-game win streak against Allison here.
I believe I've chosen the tequila every time.
Here we go. Number 1, Freddie Prinze Jr., actor, best known from the movie She's All That. I think he was in the Scooby-Doo movie.
Yep.
Big Nige, how much does Freddie Prinze Jr. charge?
I was going to say, I would say in the low end, but I think he's been out of the public eye for a while on purpose. So to get him to do something like that, he might charge a little more. So maybe $200.
Allison.
I'm going to say $150.
Ooh, both of you are wrong. Both over. No point. $100. $100 for Freddie Prinze Jr.
Wow.
We move on.
Way wrong on that one.
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Baby Got Back fame. Allison, how much does Sir Mix-a-Lot charge for Cameo?
I feel like he's going to have a bit of an ego, so maybe I'm going to go $175.
Well, I'm going to go under $150. I'm going to go $150.
Allison was exactly right.
Oh, nice.
$175. First point for Allison. Actor Richard Dreyfuss. Dreyfuss, big name in Hollywood, actually,
Jaws,
who's on Cameo.
Mr. Holland's Opus, Jaws, sure. In the interest of time here, I won't dilly. I'm saying $500. That's a big-time Hollywood actor. $500.
Wow, I'm going to go with $300.
$499, which means Allison gets the point.
Oh, my God.
Nigel was over by 1.
Thank you, Richard Dreyfuss.
All right. WWE legend, the Honky Tonk Man. Used to beat people over the head with his guitar, Allison.
Sure
Intercontinental champion, the Honky Tonk Man.
He sounds like he needs the cash. I'm going to go with $100.
$50.
$200, which means Allison has swept Nigel.
Gosh,
she brings the broom out.
$200 for the Honky Tonk Man?
Get that broom out, Allison. Sweep his sorry ass out of here.
Wait, so he's only a couple $100 away for Richard Dreyfuss.
Yes.
He's a major Hollywood. This is ridiculous.
So, Allison, do you want the shot of tequila or do you want to pass that over to Nige?
I think Nigel needs it.
3-0 beat down by Allison.
All right, thank you. Here we go.
I feel like I've
Cheers.
redeemed myself a little bit.
Down the hatch here. Here we go.
I mean, that was a dominating effort right there. Well done.
Finally.
Oh.
So, while Nigel gets the tailgate started, we'll see who else wants to tailgate with us when we come back, because it's debate night, baby.
Oh, boy.
Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis. Let's get the tailgate party started. We'll talk about that next.
I'm not sure if you heard or not, but Bill Demery, he's our retirement guy. He's helping Indy residents add an instant 13% bonus on top of their retirement savings.
So if I understand this correctly, every $100 gets you an extra $13 more.
Yeah, I mean, it all adds up, too. You can get $13,000 for every $100,000.
That's a bonus, man. That's a solid bonus.
Yeah, 13% it is, and you actually get an extremely competitive return year after year. So over the last 10 years, it's been about 7% and backed by one of the world's largest insurance companies.
Bill Demery, he's our retirement guy. Make him your retirement guy. So, Big Nige, if listeners want to take advantage of this 13% bonus, where do they go?
Yeah, give Bill a call, 317-648-5120. It may not last long, so call 317-648-5120. That's 648-5120.
Past performance is no guarantee of future returns.
Don't you love fall in Indy, but hate to paint? Do what your neighbor Mark did. He called Rhino Shield.
It's a two-story home built in 1992. Around 2001, looking at needing to paint, I heard a radio ad, with Rhino Shield, you won't have to paint again for another 25 years.
And Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating, better than paint.
They're very professional. We had everything done. Everything that would typically be painted on a house was done, and it was very fast.
Our 25% off special is now extended through December. Plus, receive a free game console just by having Rhino Shield applied by spring of 2024.
It was done in 2001. From what I've seen on our home, they can easily offer a 25-year guarantee and not worry about it.
Remember, you have until the end of December to receive 25% off. Plus, get your job done by spring of 2024 and receive a free game console. Restrictions apply. Here's owner Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Every dollar matters when it comes to Medicare coverage. When you enroll with MDY's Medicare, our low-cost plans give you access to over 27,000 in-network providers. $0 primary care copay with no deductibles, plus a generous OTC allowance. Call 833-248-3906 or go to mdwise.org/MDY's Medicare. Enroll by December 7th. MDY's Medicare is an HMO/HMO POS with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in MDY's Medicare depends on contract renewal.
Brace yourself for the ultimate holiday deal with Consumer Cellular. Snag an incredible 50% off the Iris Flip when you buy before December 17th, making it only $34.50. The Iris Flip is all the phone and camera you need with a user-friendly design, the perfect flip phone companion. Plus, you'll get nationwide coverage and always free activation. Score 50% off when you use promo code RADIO50. Head over to consumercellular.com and use promo code RADIO50 during checkout to score this deal.
Butler Ballet presents their holiday tradition of Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker, accompanied by the Butler Symphony Orchestra and Indianapolis Children's Choir. Join Butler Ballet and revel in the magic and spectacle of live ballet. Spectacular dancing, beautiful costumes, glorious scenery, and pyrotechnical flash. Catch this holiday classic November 30th through December 3rd at historic Clues Memorial Hall. Tickets and more information at butlerartcenter.org.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the forecast is about to go through its own seasonal change. IU football has a new sheriff in town. John Herrick has that story. And what two people tried to do to an ATM on the south side. Those stories and more next from the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's now 4 o'clock. Time for Fox News Radio.
A message to Israel in Israel. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The way Israel defends itself matters. It's imperative that Israel act in accordance with international humanitarian law and the laws of war.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Tel Aviv after meetings with the Israeli Prime Minister and Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas earlier today. He says Israel understands the need to do more to help protect civilians as it targets Hamas. For now, a temporary ceasefire continues in Gaza for a 7th day as efforts continue to extend it again in exchange for releasing more hostages. The U.S. is hoping to help Ukraine keep heat and electricity functioning when Russia attacks those supplies.
As we head into yet another winter, we expect that Russia will return to this cruel tactic and again try to pursue a campaign to destroy Ukraine's critical energy infrastructure.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby also urging Congress again to pass the president's supplemental request that includes more aid for Ukraine and for Israel. Lawmakers are still debating differences between the House and Senate approaches. Fox News correspondent Benjamin Hall, injured while covering the war in Ukraine, has stories of community and compassion in a new podcast. Fox News Audio launching Searching for Heroes with Benjamin Hall. That begins next Monday. The former president has a gag order again at his civil fraud trial in New York.
The order was reimposed by a New York appeals court after former President Trump again made negative comments about a law clerk. Judge Arthur Engoron originally issued the order in October following a similar comment posted to social media.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Defense lawyers are sued, accusing the judge of an abuse of power. A mixed finish on Wall Street. Big rally for the Dow, though, up more than 500 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's not quite winter weather. It's cloudy and 56 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Rain is expected tonight with the heaviest rain to fall Friday.
Through the first half of the day, we'll start to see some clearing Friday afternoon and then into the overnight Friday, but still could have some showers around and some light drizzle through Friday night.
It'll also be unusually warm through next week, says forecaster Greg Mello. Indiana University now has a new head football coach.
And his name is Kurt Cignetti. I'm John Herrick. Cignetti had been the head football coach at James Madison University for the last 5 years and had 52 wins to 9 losses during that time. Cignetti was also named the Sun Belt Conference Coach of the Year on Thursday. IU Athletic Director Scott Dolson says Cignetti stood out because of his incredible track record of success over more than 4 decades in college football. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
They backed and bailed out
because they knew they were wrong for trying to steal an ATM. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Indy Metro cops say they were called to PNC Bank on the south side early Thursday morning. A truck had hooked chains up to the machine. Officers say the driver jumped into the truck once he spotted the cops coming and led them on a chase, which they called off because cops say the driver was acting recklessly. The truck ended up catching on fire on Interstate 65. The driver jumped out of the vehicle and ran into a neighborhood, and the cops are still searching for the suspects. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
If you're concerned about someone stealing packages from your front door this holiday, Indiana State Police Sergeant Scott Keegan says plan ahead.
We can just prevent a lot of the package being taken from porches by proper planning.
He recommends setting up security cameras if you don't already have them. You can also give the delivery driver specific instructions on how you want packages dropped off. Your time is 4:04. Traffic and weather up next.
No more joint pain. It's not necessary to live another year in pain. Call QC Kinetics right now and make 2024 the year you are back to living a normal life again. Tony Katz here, and QC Kinetics can give you your life back. They're the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. All natural treatments that can repair and restore damaged tissue, giving you pain-free movement. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients around the country. People who had knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, who were able to get lasting relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Make the call right now so you can get the most out of 2024. Got pain from that old injury? Pain from arthritis? Get back to doing what you love. Make that pain go away. And don't forget, you can use your HSA and FSA funds. Get your free consultation with QC Kinetics. 317-559-PAIN. 317-559-PAIN. QC Kinetics in Eagle Creek, in Greenwood, and now in Carmel, all with Saturday appointments available. QC Kinetics. 317-559-PAIN.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Baer.
You got it, Donnie. Looking at southbound 65, stop-and-go traffic from 29th to Meridian, Penn, eastbound 70. Now stop-and-go from Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. Northeast side, eastbound 465, stop-and-go Keystone Avenue, pulling up before the Allisonville Road exit. On the south side, eastbound 465, stop-and-go traffic, I-70, past Man Road. Traffic sponsored by Macy's Backstage. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? How about the perfect holiday gifts? $25 and under, like matching family PJs, fragrance sets, toys, and more. Find the latest trends, new arrivals, and great prices at a Macy's Backstage near you. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Thursday evening, we're looking at cloudy conditions with periods of rain in the forecast. A low temperature dropping only to 42 degrees outside with winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Quarter inch of rain possible. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Bruno Tudis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My wife just got back home from business trip. I already texted her. I said, get the keg on ice. Tap it. That's your first duty. I know you've been gone for a couple of days for work, but I want that keg on ice, and I want the smoker going with the wings because I'm ready for debate night, baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
With a guy that's not even running currently versus a guy that's doing very poorly for the GOP in the polls. That would be Gavin Newsom versus Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, and Gavin Newsom, of course, governor of California. Now, you say Gavin Newsom is eventually going to be running for the Democrats, right?
He's running. He just hasn't filled out a form that said he's running. You don't do the types of things that Gavin Newsom is doing without trying to get your image and brand out there. You don't go overseas to China and lay out kids on the basketball floor and go on Fox News with Sean Hannity if you're not trying to win some people over who don't know who you are. He's running. He just hasn't filled out any sort of documentation about it, but this is a total shadow campaign. And no matter what happens tonight, and again, we've got that on our air tonight. If you can't be around a TV, 9 o'clock here at WIBC, you can hear the debate between Greasy Gavin and Ron DeSanctimonious. I don't do it as good as you do, Nige.
DeSanctimonious!
Thank you. You can hear it here tonight, but this is a win-win situation for Gavin Newsom. It doesn't matter what happens. He's going to be a winner tonight because he's going on Fox. He's debating, the rival state to California's governor, Ron DeSantis. Sean Hannity's the moderator. So even if Ron DeSantis hands him his ass in terms of policy tonight, Newsom is going to go back to his base and his supporters and say, look, I went into the lion's den. I'm not afraid to go on Fox News. And we'll see what happens.
And DeSantis has a little bit to lose here. I mean, I don't know that a lot to lose, but if he comes off looking like a doofus, if he doesn't come off well, which I think Ron DeSantis has done very well in the GOP debates thus far. I thought this last one was his strongest, even though Vivek Ramaswamy came out ahead and won that debate, the NBC debate with
right.
But if he comes off looking bad in any way, shape, or form, he just needs to be ready for. I have a feeling with Gavin Newsom and the Democrats in general. Their platform's abortion, 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 abortion.
Right.
You're going to hear, take a drink every time you hear Gavin Newsom say abortion. Get ready for it. And then maybe get ready for a little book banning talk.
Civil war, that type of thing. The cultural battle between California and Florida. If this is just about policy, then Ron DeSantis should absolutely mop the floor with Gavin Newsom. Because Gavin Newsom is like that used car salesman. He's going to stand up there in a really expensive suit, his hair slicked back. He's a decent-looking guy. He speaks really well. He looks good on camera. But his state is a hellhole. Meanwhile, you've got Ron DeSantis, who governs really well. But being on the stage and fake smiling and doing all that kind of stuff, that's not his strength at all.
What is the point of this tonight? I do find it fascinating that these two are just kind of ignoring everybody else in their party, as these two are the de facto Democrat and Republicans. That's your choice for president of the United States. Don't you find that interesting? Like DeSantis is just kind of ignoring everybody, like, Nikki Haley and Tim Scott, everybody, or Tim Scott dropped out, didn't he? But like Vivek and Nikki Haley are kind of over here looking like, hey, what about us? Can we join in on the fun?
Right.
They're just completely ignoring the competition and assuming and pretending that they are the Republican and Democrat nominees for president.
I believe this was something that Gavin asked for. Now, I could be wrong. If I am wrong, someone please correct me. You guys have never had a problem doing that on social media before. But I feel like this is something that Gavin Newsom wanted, and then Ron DeSantis ultimately had to respond. And this is when Ron DeSantis did respond a couple months ago on with Sean Hannity.
The debate between California and Florida, has already been had, as you suggest. People have been voting on that. They've been voting on it with their feet. They have fled California in record numbers. Florida has been the number one state for net in-migration. We have the number one ranked economy, number one now in education, crime rate at a 50-year low. But in another sense, this is the debate for the future of our country, because you have people like Joe Biden. They would love to see the Californication of the United States. Biden may not even be the nominee. You could have Gavin Newsom. And I think if we go down that direction, that's going to accelerate American decline. We can't see America decline anymore. We need to reverse American decline.
Dream of Californication.
Got them, take them, and attack. If you know, you know. If you listen to this program, you know what that's from. But I'll be watching it tonight. I'll be listening to it tonight. I am interested in it.
Oh, it's on 93 WIBC tonight at 9 o'clock.
Yes, and if you're Ron DeSantis, man, damn the torpedoes. Let it all go. Because whatever you're doing right now isn't resonating. You're not going to get past Donald Trump. But the one thing you can do that kind of keeps your name in the mix for maybe next year, or maybe if something happens to Donald Trump, if he gets locked away, perhaps this year, I don't know, next year, just bury Gavin Newsom on policy.
I mean, that shot of Gavin Newsom in San Francisco saying, yeah, we got rid of the homeless and we cleaned up the streets because of a bunch of elite leaders. You know what? He said something to the effect, it's true because it's true. If DeSantis doesn't hit out on him because of that alone, with DeSantis laughing in the face of his constituents there in California, they could have cleaned up the streets of San Francisco at cost with no extra money to the taxpayer because a bunch of, the Chinese communist dictator coming to town. That alone to me is just, it's outrageous.
And the taxes, sweet mother of all that's pure, the taxes in California, the cost of living, and why businesses are leaving in droves, whether it's Los Angeles, San Francisco, wherever. It's the same problems: crime, drugs, homelessness, human waste on the sidewalks. I mean, they had to create an app for San Francisco to where city workers knew where they had to go to clean up the human feces.
There was a specific department within the city of, the public's, the DPW, whatever, the Department of Public Works, created specifically to go clean up human poop.
Yes.
Specifically. You're getting paid like $64,000 a year to go clean up feces from other humans.
So it's not a first place battle tonight. This isn't like the game coming up on Sunday between the Eagles and 49ers. First place teams going at each other. You're excited to watch it. This is a couple second place teams going at each other. But of these two, I think Gavin Newsom has an easier path to get on the ballot in 2024 than Ron DeSantis
does. You're probably right. Yeah.
Let us know what you think at Hammer and Nigel. Are you watching this tonight? Are you listening to this tonight? Are you interested? Do you care? What do you want to see? I'm legitimately curious as to what you guys think about this thing tonight at Hammer and Nigel. Real quick, before we hit Matt Baer, you heard this in the news a little bit earlier. IU football has a new head coach. They've hired James Madison's coach, Curt Cignetti, to be the next head football coach for the Hoosiers. Now,
it's not exactly Chucky, is it?
Not quite John Gruden. But if you followed college football this year, James Madison, this was a program that was like in the subdivision that jumped up to play with the big boys. They were pretty good. They were in the top 25 this year. Now, their schedule wasn't the most daunting thing in the world, but that was a good football team, and he built that up basically from nothing. So hopefully, knock on wood, the IU football program, which honestly has nowhere to go but up, could have this guy come in there, do his thing at a bigger stage, bigger level in the Big Ten. But he's going to have to do it quickly because some of those teams coming into the Big Ten next year, USC, Oregon, Washington, UCLA, I mean, those are good football teams. And IU, they lost to Rutgers this past year. They lost to Purdue this past year. So the cupboard is pretty dry, but thank God for the transfer portal. Maybe he can get some players to come in there. IU football.
Do we have a dollar amount yet? Because IU paid the previous coach $14 million not to coach.
And that was like negotiated down.
Yeah.
They were almost going to pay him $20 million not to coach. I don't know, man.
I haven't seen a dollar amount yet.
That's a tough gig. IU football is just such a tough gig. And Tom Allen, the outgoing coach, he was kind of saying on his way out the door, look, you guys need to invest in some better facilities. You got to get some NIL money to pay some of these guys. We're at the Big Ten. We need to compete, but I don't know. It's a tough gig. Hopefully this guy can turn it around. All right, Matt Bear, what's up?
Yeah, Hammer, looking at the south side, eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic from 70 over to the White River. And coming into downtown, it is slow. Southbound 65 stop-and-go 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 loaded from Tibbs Avenue over to the South Split. Inbound 69 slow from Fisher's 96 to 82nd. And eastbound 465 dragging from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Isaacs & Isaacs. Dogfight injury? Call Isaacs & Isaacs, the law firm Indiana has trusted for over 20 years. They'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. Click and get help quick at WeWin.com. That's WeWin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here in just about 30 minutes, another round of Biden madness. Biden versus Kamala. It's the in-season tournament, just like the NBA. That's coming up about 30 minutes from right now. It's 57 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These ideas were more than just a history lesson for a young Chuck Goodrich. They were a call to action. Growing up in Rowan, Indiana, Chuck took the principles of our nation's founding to heart, believing that in America, anything is possible. Chuck Goodrich was also raised with Midwestern values and learned about a strong work ethic and how to treat people with respect. While paying his way through Purdue, Chuck Goodrich earned an internship at Gaylor Electric. Now, 30 years later, Chuck Goodrich owns that same company and employs 2,000 people. A lot has changed for Chuck Goodrich. However, Chuck and his wife Tricia instill the same conservative values in their family as they place faith and family first. Now, Chuck Goodrich is running for Congress because he believes too many in Washington have forgotten the simple, common sense ideas that make America special. Chuck Goodrich, conservative Republican for Congress.
I'm Chuck Goodrich, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Go With Chuck Goodrich Committee.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-1509. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-1509. That's 800-555-1509. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. 800-555-1509.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get up to 40% off vanities. And there's more. Get up to 50% off select tools and accessories from trusted top brands like DeWalt and Craftsman. Visit us in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. About 11/30 through 12/6. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
Santa Claus was on his way when a mean old Grinch crashed into his sleigh. Santa called the hammer, and the hammer saved Christmas Day. Go to WeWin.com.
Merry Christmas from the Hammer.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Hammer and Nigel presents.
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Hammer, how do we play Is This Anything?
I will run some stories by you. You break down all the information and give us a verdict. Is the story anything or not? Is this anything? A man is being praised for treating his elderly daughter with kindness and compassion when she elderly neighbor, with kindness and compassion when she came to his house to complain about a string of lights he had hanging up. And I'm trying to figure this out here.
This guy's basically, I saw this. I know what you're talking about. He's gone viral. People are giving him credit for being nice to an old lady complaining to him about his Christmas lights.
Okay.
Can you turn those lights off?
Which ones?
The ones that are keeping me awake at night?
The rope lights. The rope lights, are they keeping you awake?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Keep them on till, 10 o'clock.
The cops came and they looked at the rope lights. They said they're not shining in your window. But I'll do you this. I will turn them off at 10 o'clock for you. Okay?
Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. See what I think what it is, Journey? I think you just need to come over when you're lonely and talk and have some food and some wine. How about that?
That's sweet. Yeah, that's something. Although, again, I don't think you don't deserve credit for things that you should be doing anyway. Like being nice and to an elderly neighbor who...
Well, he doesn't have to turn his lights off. He doesn't have to.
Yeah, apparently the cops were called on him.
But they said they were fine.
Yeah.
So tell the old bag to shut up.
But I'm saying, I think he did the right thing. I think he, was nice to his neighbor. Let's come over, have some wine. Let's talk once in a while when you're lonely. But don't you don't have to pat a guy on the back for doing the right thing.
I don't think he did the right thing. I would have kept him on.
Well, you have like the Clark Griswold of Marion County.
I may or may not get into the. I get into the season.
We have at our house. We hired a guy to come in and just put like a row of just basic lights along our gutter, but like just on the front of our house, not around the whole thing. And then we have, I believe, a blow-up snowman.
Okay.
On the side.
Okay.
Of our porch.
Is everything already up?
Oh, yeah. That happened the day after Black Friday. It happened the Saturday last week. We put up the couple of trees. How many trees in your house?
This year, it's down a little bit because we've had, medical stuff and family stuff.
I love how you have to think about it, though.
In our house, and again, keep in mind, compared to a year ago, we're down a kid. So, 4. The living room, Jacob's room, the patriotic room, and our bedroom.
And you do have inflatables out in the yard?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Multiples?
Multiple. Yep. There's Snowman. There's Big Santa. There's a lot of stuff. Okay. Absolutely.
All right.
Reindeer.
Our outside, not much there, but the inside, it's pretty heavily. I mean, the kids get into it. They're still at that age. Yeah.
And my son, who lives in his house now, I have that Clark Griswold, Rusty Griswold kind of relationship. He's doing the same thing. So he's got the lights up. He's got the blow-ups out there, multiple Christmas trees in his house, and he lives there, just basically by himself. His brother stays with him sometimes.
You had a guy put lights up for you. Right?
At my mother-in-law's house.
Okay. All right.
Recently passed away.
Yes.
Eric Messer is his name, and he's on the South Side. So if anybody is looking for a rock star to put some Christmas lights up, look him up on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Rock and roll dude. Looks like a stunt double for Bret Michaels, my buddy Eric Messer, the best in the business. Is this anything? Last week, police officers in Missouri were involved in a chase with a truck that was hauling a house. Officers were able to stop and arrest the driver. Here's the sergeant of the Missouri Police Department giving the play-by-play and color commentary of this chase that involved a truck hauling a house.
So we chased this truck down the road. He was going about 30 miles an hour. He was hauling this big old house. Looked like he was going to live in it. He was traveling all over the roadway. Thought he might have been drunk. We came up on him. We chased him real fast down the road. And then we took him to jail, like Excelsior does. Woo-wee.
Yeah, this is something. I mean, if you see the footage of this thing, I'm watching it right now. I mean, you go down in the middle of the day, down 465, and you see, a wide load and a semi or a big dually, a big diesel truck, something hauling a fabricated home.
Yes.
And like a car is behind it with the flashing lights saying wide load and everything. That's what's happening right here, except the guy's driving erratically in the middle of the night with the fabric, with the trailer home on the back of his truck, and the cops are chasing him. I swear to God, cops don't make enough money for this kind of thing. I don't know how they.
So hold on. I'm confused here. They're chasing a guy hauling a house, but a dude hauling an ATM here in Indianapolis today, we let him go? That sucks.
Oh, man. Yeah, the guys that robbed the ATM, police stopped chasing him after they were on the interstate. Of course, the truck caught fire, caused a backup, but the accused robbers were never found.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, it's Rob. I started losing hair around my crown, and my hairline was starting to recede. I went to We Grow Hair Indy, and they helped grow my hair back. My friend Dave First, a sports broadcaster for over 20 years, also struggled with hair loss. Dave, what happened?
My thinning hair was bothering me. For me, I'm in the public eye. I'm a dad also, and I want to look and feel my best. And if I'm going to do something about my hair, I want to go with the best. We Grow Hair Indy. They really set the standard.
Dave, that's amazing. I had the same procedure, multi-unit hair grafting transplants, which gives you more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Call 317-522-2995 for your free hair and scalp evaluation. Find out if hair transplants or PRP is right for you.
If you're thinking about this, don't waste your time or money. Go to the experts.
Call 317-522-2995, 522-2995, or visit WeGrowHairIndy.com. The gold standard for hair restoration.
You've heard the buzz about IT jobs in cybersecurity and AI, right? Why not prepare for a career in these fields and take advantage of the high demand? You could enjoy a more rewarding and recession-resistant lifestyle. Train in just a few short months at My Computer Career. No experience necessary. Already in IT? Skill up for positions employers need to fill. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
You only have one heart, so let's keep it near everyone it beats for. Franciscan Health is leading the way as the only hospital in Indiana to be recognized as one of HealthGrade's 100 best hospitals for cardiac care and coronary intervention in 2024. We're delivering award-winning heart care in your neighborhood, near everyone you love, because our greatest reward is caring for you. Learn more about our compassionate, patient-focused approach to heart care. Visit us at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's going to make for a wet weekend. Cloudy skies, 55 downtown. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:30. There's going to be a little bit of rain everywhere over the next day or so, says forecaster Greg Mello.
It's really hard to exactly say which areas will see more and which areas will not, but right now, as it looks at the latest guidance, looks like north of I-70.
Rain moves in beginning tonight. Today was day 7 of a humanitarian pause in the war between Israel and Hamas. More than 100 hostages have been released by Hamas so far. The U.S. is hoping for more humanitarian pauses. A convicted felon from Anderson will be spending the next 7 years in federal prison.
January 17th, 2022, Barry Willis was released from the Indiana Department of Corrections on parole. A month later, he didn't contact his parole agent, and a warrant for his arrest was issued. 2 months after that, officers say Willis was dealing drugs and pointed a gun at a juvenile. Special agents then showed up at his home with warrants, and after a 4-hour standoff, he was brought into custody. A pistol was found in the home. Willis wasn't supposed to have it because of 6 prior felony convictions. He wound up pleading guilty for having that gun, leading to a 7-year sentence. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana University football team had just 3 wins this year, and the university decided it was time for a change. John Herrick reports on the new head football coach.
On Thursday afternoon, IU Athletic Director Scott Dolson announced that he was hiring Curt Cignetti to be the next head football coach. Cignetti says he's ready to change the culture, mindset, and expectation level of Hoosier football. During his 41-year college football coaching career so far, Cignetti has 119 wins to 35 losses. On Thursday, he was named the Sun Belt Conference Coach of the Year. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The closing bell report is brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow Jones up 520 points today, 35,950. The Nasdaq down 32 points, 14,226, and the S&P 500 finished the day 17 points higher to 4,567. Your time is 4:32. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
At Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, we understand that your retirement and taxes are inseparable. And if you're over 50, we're offering a special deal to kickstart your financial journey in 2024. You can have your 2023 tax return prepared and filed, including Schedules A, B, and D, for just $79.95. This can be the start of a lifelong, profitable partnership with Absolute Wealth Management, LLC. All our retirement planning clients will continue to receive the substantial discount for tax filing and preparation as part of our ongoing retirement marathon that focuses on protecting everything you've worked so hard to build while still providing growth to help elevate your lifestyle in retirement. Take absolute control of your retirement. Call us now at 317-288-0634, 317-288-0634, or visit AbsoluteWealthManagementLLC.com. Investment advisory service is offered through Gradient Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Gradient Advisors, LLC, and its advisors do not render tax, legal, or accounting advice.
With traffic, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Donnie, south side, eastbound 465 is stopped from 72 Kentucky Avenue, then a stop and go, moving a little bit better, not much, to the White River. Eastbound 70 into downtown and slow from Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois. Northbound 6570 slow to the Washington exit from the South Split. Southbound 65 loaded from MLK to Meridian Penn. And on the northeast side, eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Westfield Boulevard to the White River. Traffic sponsored by B Window. The annual B Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off all products plus 10% in manufacturer's rebates in 20 months. No payments, no interest. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Thursday evening, we're looking at cloudy conditions with periods of rain in the forecast. A low temperature dropping only to 42 degrees outside with winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Quarter inch of rain possible. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
I love this. There's so much about this I love. The head of Disney, the CEO, Bob Iger. First of all, Disney is having the Marvel Studios under Disney. Marvel Studios just clocked its worst movie debut ever with the release of The Marvels. Just bomb after bomb after bomb for Disney. So Bob Iger's like, I promise we're going to do better. We're going to focus on making just a few good films rather than ones that aren't high quality. Now, at the same time, Bob Iger, woke Disney, tried to blackmail Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla and X, which formerly known as Twitter. He tried to blackmail him by refusing to advertise on X until he permanently banned all the conservative independent journalists.
Right. He wanted Twitter the way that it was.
Sure.
Under all the lunatics that
the good old days
banned opinions they didn't agree with politically. So, speaking at an event yesterday, Elon Musk, he was asked about this, and you're going to hear the audio here. Again, this is the type of event Elon Musk is at where it's a lot of tech nerds.
It's a CNBC event.
Right. Yep. It's a lot of tech nerds, though. They're not used to probably seeing a lot of hot takes or crossfire type of things. Listen to Elon Musk respond to Disney head Bob Iger, basically threatening to blackmail him if they don't remove the conservatives.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself.
But
go f*** yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
I love how the crowd is like, they've never heard that type of thing on a stage before. They're not used to this. It was really awkward, but good for Elon Musk, man.
I mean, he could say that because he's one of the richest men in the world, and he's got FU money. He doesn't care. He's not going to sit there and be blackmailed by, especially the likes of Disney, who's doing poorly anyway. We don't need your advertising.
The reason Elon Musk purchased Twitter, now I'm sure that it was a little self-serving in terms of the attention, but he wanted free speech to come back to the platform. Why would he cater to Disney, who wants it to go back to the way that it was? That's not going to happen. Let's shift gears a little bit here and check in with wheelin' dealin', hair sniffing, kiss stealing Joe Biden.
I got hairy legs. Get ready, pal. You're going in for a problem.
Visit vaccines.gov. Vaccines.com.
Now, we've got Biden madness coming up here in just a few minutes. Since this happened yesterday, it is not in this year's field, but it could end up in the bracket in the future. So Joe Biden,
what happened?
Speaking at an event yesterday, was talking about the leader of China. And the leader of China's name is Xi Jinping. Joe Biden called him Dong Xiaoping.
Shut up.
I've said this, and I said this to Deng Xiaoping in the Himalayas, and I've said this to every world leader. It's never been a good bet to bet against the American people. Never.
Deng Xiaoping?
Who the hell is Dong Xiaoping?
I said this to Deng Xiaoping.
Dong Xiaoping.
Is he talking about Xi Jinping? Because he mentioned the Himalayas.
Yeah.
He's always talking about the Himalayas and how he walked the Himalayas with Xi Jinping.
Right.
The communist dictator of China.
Xi Jinping, not Dong Xiaoping. My God, he sounds like Frank Drebin in the third Naked Gun movie.
I was thinking if we could all just send good thoughts, transmit them to these cameras here. Two men like the leader of China, Wing Wa Wu Tong, so that they might finally be nice.
I mean, that's what Joe Biden sounds like. For years, we've always joked that, Joe Biden is going to slip up and call him Long Duck Dong. Hell, he almost did.
I said this to Deng Xiaoping.
Dong Xiaoping.
You got to make this part of Biden madness. Is it
Dong? Where is my automobile? Automobile?
Dong Xiaoping.
Oh, that's the best.
I mean, he's
That's
just out here making up
incredible.
names now. Where do we want to go next here, Nige? What do you want to do? You said there was something you wanted to do that we didn't get to yet.
Do we have that clip, Allison, of this guy on social media? He's been sharing this theory that the Friends theme song, the entire song is just a continuation. It's actually just another verse that they didn't use for the Cheers theme song. Take a listen.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. It's like you're always stuck in the second gear.
Okay.
So grab yourself a beer where everybody
Oh, it works.
I rest my case.
I think it's just maybe a throwaway verse that they didn't use in the original Cheers theme song.
I was skeptical at first, but when he plays it on the piano and sings it like the Cheers theme song, it totally
all those
works.
Songs you go to YouTube and you type, like, there's these guys that like you use the same 3 chords for every song basically out there imaginable. It's same 3 songs, G D C, E A, A minor. It's like all these pop songs are the same chord progressions, just used in different ways. And so that's kind of like here is what he was doing.
Yeah, that works.
I think that's identical.
According to a new poll, the top boring tasks that people actually enjoy include grocery shopping, budgeting, and doing laundry.
Not grocery shopping. No way. No way.
There's a poll making its way around that lists boring things that are actually enjoyable to people.
Why are they enjoyable? Like they're therapeutic almost,
right.
They're routine.
Kind of gives you a chance to decompress, just focus on something kind of minute. Shopping for groceries was number 1.
Not that one. No way.
Balancing your budget, number 2. Doing dishes, number 3.
Okay.
Now, if you have a dishwasher, then sure, but standing there in that stupid water, scrubbing things, putting them away, that stinks. Laundry. Now, I can get with doing some laundry at number 4. The worst part about the laundry, though, is that one load where it's all the socks or whatever, putting that away. The washing and the drying and the folding, that's fine. The sock load stinks. But other than that, it's not too bad.
I do my own laundry. As I've told you before, I'm a hindrance in the laundry room. I've ruined several of Lindsay's garments that didn't belong in the wash to begin with. But I totally believe this. After dinner, when Lindsay takes the kids upstairs, they start getting ready for bed. They're all yelling at each other and arguing. I stay downstairs. I pour a drink, pop in my earbuds, listen to a podcast or something like that. And then I'm quietly down there minding my own business, cleaning the kitchen, washing the dishes. I don't have to hear everyone argue. Same thing with putting away laundry. She does most of the laundry, but I'll put it away. I can at least handle that task.
Right.
I'm just kind of in my own little world, vegging out. I don't mind it because the stuff has to get done. And I will get yelled at if I'm just sitting on the couch watching TV while she is doing all the housework.
We have got another matchup in Biden madness. That's coming up next.
If you are having trouble coming up with gift ideas for that loved one over the holidays, you got to go to Diamonds Direct. They got a ton of amazing gift ideas. Stunning eternity bands. A pair of classic diamond stud earrings always works. Something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or maybe some sort of Swiss timepiece. Diamonds Direct have the perfect gifts for the season starting at around $300.
At Diamonds Direct, the amazing staff, they will help you pick out that home run gift, that headliner gift for the holidays. So if you need some ideas, if you want options, or maybe you're looking for that special engagement ring, maybe you want to pop the question over the holidays, Diamonds Direct, the well-trained staff, they've got your back. Stop by the showroom. It's beautiful. It's right at Keystone at the Crossing by the Green Bridge, or go to their website, diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, they make everything affordable, including engagement rings. Stop by, tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Have you saved enough? Do you have a plan for Social Security and taxes in retirement? Hey, Casey Weed of Howard Bailey Financial, where our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we want to give you our Retire with Purpose toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you can't outlive. Plus, you'll receive a copy of my book, Job Optional. To get your complimentary toolkit, call or text the keyword INFO 42 to 866-482-9559. That's INFO 42 to 866-482-9559.
Howard Bailey Financial is the official wealth management partner of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Athletics was compensated for this endorsement and is not a current client of Howard Bailey. For more information, please visit howardbailey.com/ND disclosure. Investment advisory services may be offered through Howard Bailey Securities LLC, a registered investment advisor. Working with Howard Bailey Securities LLC cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
It's the season of giving, and my friends at Hope Plumbing are joining the fun. Hey, Pat Sullivan here. During the months of November and December, get a free water softener with the purchase of a tankless water heater. You heard that correct. A free water softener with the purchase of a tankless heater, only at Hope Plumbing. Be the most liked family member and give the gift of endless soft and hot water this winter. Visit hopeplumbing.com for all their holiday specials, or give them a call at 641-HOPE.
Senator Todd Young is harnessing the power of clean energy to create a stronger America. Building a clean energy economy will create high-wage American manufacturing jobs and expand opportunities for hardworking families to thrive and prosper. Investing in clean energy innovation will strengthen our electric grid and make it more resilient against natural disasters and foreign hackers. Senator Todd Young understands that clean energy is vital to America's economic and national security. To become energy independent, America needs an all-of-the-above energy strategy. Wind, solar, and homegrown biofuels can help break our dependence on foreign energy, create a booming economy, and protect our environment for generations to come. America can lead the world in clean energy innovation. Call 202-224-3121. Thanks, Senator Todd Young, for building America's clean energy economy. Paid for by the Indiana Builders Association.
Pierce Jewelers is Carmel's full-service jewelry store where all watch repair, jewelry repair, appraisals, or custom design is done in-house. See them at piercejewelers.com.
Extended Black Friday. Up to 52% off all products, plus 10% in manufacturer rebates. For a limited time only, go to bwindow.com.
We are getting set for another matchup in Biden madness, but first, let's take a look at the roads with Matt Bear.
Yeah, Hammer, looking at southbound, 65 stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 is bad from Tibbs Avenue to the south split. Northwest side, northbound 465 stop and go traffic 86th Street up to 865. In the eastbound lanes of 465 on the northeast side, jammed up at Westfield Boulevard. Let go right around Allisonville Road. Southwest side, southbound 465 stop and go from I-70 to the White River to crash on the east side, 46 Arlington Avenue. Traffic sponsored by B Window. The annual B Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off all products, plus 10% in manufacturer's rebates and 20 months, no payments, no interest. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
55 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Biden Madness, the in-season tournament. If the NBA can do it, so can we. The in-season tournament, Joe Biden against Kamala Harris. Let's reset yesterday's head-to-head matchup. The number 4 seed in this tournament, the border czar, Kamala Harris. She was given that name by her boss, Joe Biden. She's in charge of the border. Here she is talking to Lester Holt defending her lack of border trips.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the importance of the border.
Like, I haven't been to Europe gets all the headlines, but the real story is she can't comprehend why Lester Holt has a problem with the border czar not going to the border.
And drink every time she says the border.
Keep that in mind as we get into today's matchup. So that was the number 4 seed taking on the number 5 seed. This was Joe Biden's press conference in Vietnam, where he was tired, he was low energy, he had no interest in speaking, and he just told everybody at the end, I want to go to bed, and then stared into the camera.
He may have a game plan. He just hasn't shared it with me. But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
And he just stands there like a goon. So that was the matchup yesterday.
Oh, that's a tough one. I've not seen the results. I guess I'll go with Biden since the last two I've gotten wrong.
Biden's been rolling in this tournament.
Yeah.
I thought this would be closer. We are ready to make the official call here. 74.5% to 25.5%. I want to go to bed.
But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
So that moves on.
All right, I get it. Yeah, that's pretty. Now I'm going to bed. That's how a president ends his speech.
I'm pretty tired.
Most powerful man in the world. I'm going to bed.
So a moment ago, you said take a drink every time Kamala says border.
Okay.
I want you to do the same thing with today's matchup. No. The number 7 seed, Kamala Harris's speech on the passage of time, and I want you to take a drink every time you hear Kamala Harris say the phrase passage of time.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
A day in the life of our children.
I'm drunk. That, by the way, that wasn't a montage like the burned by what has been undone. Unburdened by
what has been.
Yeah, unburdened by what has been. That was all from the same, what we just heard right there, that was all from the same speech.
Unedited. All we did was put in the bell tolls for every time she says it. So that's the number 7 seed taking on the number 2 seed in this tournament. It is the defending champion of Biden madness. It cut down the nets last March. This is where Joe Biden was pandering to a predominantly black church on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Martin Luther King III was in attendance. His wife, Andrea Waters King, was there. Now, I can't stress this enough. Her name is Andrea, and it happened to be her birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Violet. Happy birthday to you.
Who the hell is Velvet?
He was Andrea Waters King?
Yes.
Who he was singing to?
Yes.
Velvet.
Nobody in that crowd's name was Velvet. I can promise you that. And that certainly wasn't the wife of MLK III. Boy, happy birthday, dear Velvet.
And this is the reigning champion, right?
Yes.
Right.
So it is live on Twitter right now. At Hammer and Nigel. Cast your vote. Which one of these do you want to advance to the next round? Kamala Harris's word salad on the passage of time, or happy birthday, Velvet? Cast your vote right now. You've got 23 hours to vote. Look for Hammer and Nigel on Twitter. Scroll down. Make your vote right now. Biden Madness, the in-season tournament.
Real quick, just quick update with Joe Biden. Allison, if you could, bring up Deng Xiaoping real quick, because I want Deng Xiaoping to be in here. Can we play that audio of him talking about go ahead.
I've said this, and I said this to Deng Xiaoping in the Himalayas. I've said this to every major world leader.
We thought he meant Xi Jinping, right?
Yes.
This is even worse. This update is even worse. He's trying to say he negotiated the Paris Climate Accords with somebody named Deng Xiaoping. That's a real guy. He ran China until like 78 to 89, but he died in 1997.
And he always talks about the Himalayas, though, with Xi Jinping.
Yeah, climb the Himalayas with Xi Jinping. I don't know what's worse.
So
he thought. I guarantee he thought he meant to say Xi Jinping.
And he's got multiple things wrong, all coming together. His Himalaya story, which in no way is true, about hiking with President Xi, and then he gets that confused with the guy that's dead, which is not the first time Joe Biden has talked about somebody no longer with us. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, Hammer. Over here, pay attention. Did you hear about Bill Dennery, our retirement guy? We're both customers of Bill's. He's helping Indy residents add an instant 13% bonus on top of the retirement savings.
So if my Beech Grove High School education is correct, every $100 gets you an extra $13 more, right?
Yep. And it adds up. You can get $13,000 for every $100,000.
That's a pretty solid bonus.
Yeah.
I can take that. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, it is. And you get an extremely competitive return year after year. Over the last 10 years, it's been anywhere it's been like 7% and backed by one of the world's largest insurance companies.
And I guess that's why Indy calls Bill Demery your retirement guy. So if you're listening right now and you want a 13% bonus, what should people do?
Call Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. But it may not last long, so call 317-648-5120.
Past performance is no guarantee of future returns.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These ideas were more than just a history lesson for a young Chuck Goodrich. They were a call to action. Growing up in Rowan, Indiana, Chuck took the principles of our nation's founding to heart, believing that in America, anything is possible. Chuck Goodrich was also raised with Midwestern values and learned about a strong work ethic and how to treat people with respect. While paying his way through Purdue, Chuck Goodrich earned an internship at Gaylor Electric. Now, 30 years later, Chuck Goodrich owns that same company and employs 2,000 people. A lot has changed for Chuck Goodrich. However, Chuck and his wife Tricia instill the same conservative values in their family as they place faith and family first. Now, Chuck Goodrich is running for Congress because he believes too many in Washington have forgotten the simple, common sense ideas that make America special. Chuck Goodrich, conservative Republican for Congress.
I'm Chuck Goodrich, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Go With Chuck Goodrich Committee.
Denny Smith here for Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden. Right now at both locations, they have cut trees, live greens, porch pots, and poinsettias all in stock. Decorate for the holidays with Miss M's and Sundown Gardens, and stop by to get 20% off interior holiday decor and decorations that will last for years to come. Sundown Gardens at 186th Street and Spring Mill Road, SundownGardens.com, Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135, just south of Whiteland Road, MissM'sHomeandGarden.com.
Immerse yourself in premium nationwide coverage, contract-free plans, and always-free activation with Consumer Cellular, now at your local Target. While you're there, check out our newest phone, the Iris Flip. It's all the phone and camera you need, plus it features a user-friendly design, making it the perfect flip phone. From now to December 16th, you can score $10 off when you buy the Consumer Cellular Iris Flip at Target, making it only $39.99. Visit your nearest Target for the full scoop.
Indiana Pathways for Aging helps Hoosier Medicaid members age 60 and over get support at no additional cost to live life their way.
Mom's Parkinson's is progressing, and Pathways provides in-home support so she can be with family every day.
Pathways coordinates Medicaid and Medicare services. I'm getting help with meals, personal care, and transportation.
One day, I might choose a nursing home, but today, I have options with Pathways.
The program begins in summer of 2024. Call 87-PATHWAY-4 or visit in.gov/pathways.
Dads happen.
There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
From the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock. We join Fox News in Progress.
It's also Mexican. It's day 7 of an extended truce that the U.S., Qatar, and Egypt hope to extend again. But if and when the fighting resumes, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is calling on the Israeli army to do more to protect civilians in Gaza.
It is capable of neutralizing the threat posed by Hamas while minimizing harm to innocent men, women, and children. And it has an obligation to do so.
Blinken also says the surge in humanitarian aid during the pause in fighting is not nearly enough. Meantime, another pro-Palestinian protest outside the White House following last night's effort to disrupt the tree lighting in New York City. The latest report on cooling inflation getting President Biden's attention, calling it a bit of breathing room. But he also says prices are still too high and there's more work to do. This during a meeting with the president of Angola, highlighting U.S. investments in Africa, including a solar energy project.
That will help Angola generate 75% of its clean energy by 2025. 75%.
He says America is all in on Africa, where China has been ramping up its investments. An indicted congressman not going down without a fight.
It is a predetermined necessity for some members in this body to engage in this smear campaign to destroy me.
New York Republican George Santos warning it would set a dangerous precedent if he's expelled from Congress without being convicted. He survived 2 previous expulsion efforts, but that was before a House Ethics Committee report.
That is bipartisan in nature, unanimous in nature.
House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries calling Santos a serial fraudster. Only 5 members have ever been expelled by Congress. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's a little bit of a forecast shakeup. Cloudy skies, 55 degrees downtown, low 42. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Rain expected later tonight, says forecaster Greg Mello.
With the drought conditions, this will definitely help. Looking at the latest model guidance, though, it looks like our rainfall amounts are going to be slightly lower than we first expected. Now it looks like we're expecting more closer to, maybe a quarter to half an inch of rain for most of the area, and then some areas could see slightly more than that.
Mello says the rain will slow down Friday night. Northwest Indiana gets the heaviest rain. The human remains found Tuesday in Rush County have been positively identified as that of 17-year-old Valerie Tyndall. The family has been notified, and the official cause and manner of death are still being investigated. Patrick Scott was charged with murder, obstruction of justice, and false informing to a police officer. A former gang member has been sentenced to federal prison after pleading guilty to illegal gun possession charges. Harrison Silcox reports.
Barry Willis held up a SWAT team for 4 hours during a standoff in April 2022. Court documents say Willis, who had been released a few months prior from the Indiana Department of Corrections on parole, was dealing drugs and pointed a gun at a juvenile. That's why special agents knocked on the door of his home with warrants in hand. 6 prior convictions meant Willis wasn't allowed to carry, and a pistol was found at his Anderson home. Willis, a former member of the Aryan Brotherhood, a violent white supremacist gang, was given a 7-year federal prison sentence after the guilty plea. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana University has hired a new head coach for the Hoosier football team.
And his name is Kurt Cignetti. I'm John Herrick. Cignetti had been the head football coach at James Madison University for the last 5 years and had 52 wins to 9 losses during that time. Cignetti was also named the Sun Belt Conference Coach of the Year on Thursday. IU Athletic Director Scott Dolson says Cignetti stood out because of his incredible track record of success over more than 4 decades in college football. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Your time is 5:04. Traffic and weather up next.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews.
I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able
able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
I can recommend them highly. I would recommend QC to anybody.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
Real people with real lasting relief from joint pain.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
This non-surgical approach is definitely the future.
I tell as many people as possible. I am an ambassador. I love QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. No drugs, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 317-559-PAIN. That's 317-559-PAIN. 317-559-PAIN.
Traffic on the 5s, it's 5:05. Here's Matt Baer.
You got it, Donnie. Looking at the south side, it is eastbound 465. That is stop-and-go traffic from 72 to the White River. On the northwest side, northbound 465, it slows up from 8 East 6th Street up to 865. You go east, you'll be slow to Michigan Road. Eastbound 465, loaded after 31 Meridian over to Allisonville Road. And then coming into downtown, southbound 65, stop and go before MLK down to Meridian Penn. Northbound 65, slow out of the split up to west. Traffic sponsored by Family Dollar. Find more ways to celebrate the holiday season, like stocking stuffers and a great variety of holiday candy at great prices. Family Dollar, helping you do more. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Thursday evening, we're looking at cloudy conditions with periods of rain in the forecast. A low temperature dropping only to 42 degrees outside with winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Quarter inch of rain is possible. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Bruno Tudis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
So, Hammer, we're about 54 days in to this war between Israel and Hamas. 54 days since the terrorist organization Hamas leadership in Gaza invaded Israel, slaughtering 1,200 to 1,400 innocent Israelis and other nationalities, including Americans, and also took a number of hundreds of hostages. And currently we are in, I say we, Israel and Hamas are in some sort of truce. This is the 7th day of the truce, and they are releasing more hostages.
And the negotiating back and forth has been fascinating. And there's a story that came out of the New York Times today about exactly how the latest hostage exchange went down. So if you've ever wondered how these things play out, this was a pretty interesting back and forth. This was a tense and lengthy debate between the Israeli government and Hamas. So according to the New York Times, Israel rejected one plan from Hamas that had 7 women and children and the bodies of 3 more who they claim were killed by the Israelis during the attack. That's what Hamas had offered up. Israel said, no, that's not good enough. Hamas continued to claim that it could not locate any more women and children, but then they proceeded to offer up 7 women and children, 3 elderly people, to which the Israelis also said no. Now, Hamas ultimately waited until the very end of the morning today. They ultimately came up with a deal that Israel accepted. 8 new hostages plus 2 Israeli Russians have been released. This is according to the Israeli government. So the question becomes now for me, what about the Americans? I know that's a typical, American thing to say. I'm happy these women and children are being released, but what about the rest of the Americans? There are 143 hostages over there, including American citizens, that are still in Gaza. Now, Biden spokesman John Kirby, he was asked about this earlier today.
You mentioned before that the U.S. believes there are 2 American women held. 1 has been released. So does that mean there is 1 American woman left being held? And what do we know about her conditions? Do we think she could be released soon?
I wish I had good answers for those questions. Unfortunately, we don't know. We do believe that there's that Of the unaccounted for Americans that we believe there's one other woman that's unaccounted for and that we had believed was taken hostage. So we were hoping to see 2 women and, of course, little Abigail come out over the last week.
A lot of we don't knows in there, which is never a good sign.
Yeah, and the other thing about the 7-day truce, apparently some of the Hamas members didn't get the message because there was a terrorist attack in Jerusalem earlier today that killed at least 2 Israelis. Before they were a pair of brothers, and Hamas is taking credit for it.
You mean they're not stand-up guys, Nige?
Well, Hamas has said, look.
Shocking.
Here's the thing everybody needs to realize. Hamas is on the record as saying this terrorist organization that was elected by the Palestinians to run their government in 2005. Israel got the F out of there, and they elected Hamas to run the show. They have said October 7th is basically just the beginning. They're on record as saying that. I mean, it's part of Hamas's charter that, our goal is to kill every Jew in the region and then expand out into the world. So my question is, what happens when we get down to the end of the hostages?
Right.
They've already said, October 7th, that was just a trial run. That was just a dry run. You can expect more of that. Leadership is on record as saying that. I'm just shaking my head here, and I'm like, I'm glad those hostages are back, but man, there's got to be a commitment to eradicate not only Hamas, but this ideology that's ingrained in the Palestinians, in some Palestinians, for generations. That they're brought up from the age of 5 to learn how to kill Jews.
It's going to be tough to do that. It's going to be tough to rid that ideology. Yeah. I mean, that's a tall task because you're asking for crazy bastards to not be crazy bastards. I don't know if that's possible, but Israel can't just let it go. This hostage situation is going to ultimately come to an end here, and there's going to be some bad news along the way. You know that Hamas is not going to release all of these hostages, and unfortunately, there's a number of Americans over there. Let's shift gears and talk a little bit about big tech censorship. Okay. So earlier today, authors of the Twitter files, the journalists of the Twitter files, were testifying in front of the House of Representatives.
These were the guys that were let in, Elon Musk let in and looked at all the emails and stuff of the previous owners of Twitter. Right.
And a number of them were there, and some interesting audio, some interesting back and forth, because the focus was how conservative views were censored off of social media. Democrat rep and Al Bundy lookalike Dan Goldman, listen to this, gets pretty fired up in his defense about government censorship when it comes to social media and free speech in this House hearing. You're going to hear Jim Jordan, who's the chairman of this committee, journalist Michael Schellenberger, and then Al Bundy jump in and carry the water for censorship.
Mr. Schellenberger, is 13% censorship still censorship?
Absolutely.
And the other 87% is what we call the chilling effect that the courts have long recognized that they engaged in. That is the problem.
There's a by the way, part of the operation, Congressman Goldman, part of the operation was to change the terms of service. So you see them constantly trying to change the terms of service. You see them, it was 35% of the URLs that were, this is according to EIP, were labeled, removed, or soft blocked. That's all forms of censorship. That censorship is not just removal.
But 65% were not.
Here's Goldman.
So how can the government be so coercive?
So does the First Amendment say that the government
for the course on government
efficiency? Does the First Amendment say the government can censor 35%?
Time of the gentleman has expired. They're not censoring. They're flagging in the social media companies.
So under coercion,
35% of a First Amendment?
It's not the First Amendment. It's the terms of service, as you said, and they are flagging it for the social media companies to make their own decisions. That is not the First Amendment. That is the terms of service. We have just seen them.
Congressman, you're an attorney. You know that 4 federal judges have already ruled that.
And I know that it's on appeal in front of the Supreme Court right now.
Everybody's laughing at Goldman at this point.
Yeah, falling all over himself to defend government censorship.
Well, there's a little bit of censorship going on. That makes it okay.
I heard a... did you hear that? One of the witnesses, either Jim Jordan or Schellenberger, going... laughing at his face.
They brought up the Hunter Biden laptop later, and it was like something out of a comedy club. You'll have to go back and watch the clips online. It was fantastic. All right, Matt Bear, what's up? Matt Bear, you got me?
There he is.
Hey, yeah. Sorry, guys. On the phone, we're talking about this police activity happening between Brownsburg and Indianapolis right now. We're looking at I-74, okay? We do have stop-and-go traffic going westbound 74 from Indianapolis to Brownsburg before Country Club Road out to Raceway Road. And we'll keep an eye on that. You can follow us at WIBC Traffic. Crash east aside is 46 in Arlington. Traffic sponsored by Arizona State University with ASU Online. You get everything the nation's most innovative university has to offer. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu. That's asuonline.asu.edu. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Cast your votes right now for the latest Biden Madness matchup and check out the events page at WIBC.com. Get the last remaining tickets to our Red, White, and Bowl event happening January 12th at Woodland Bowl, presented by Jack Daniels. We just got a few things added, and we were told this is it. We can't add any more. So if you want to go, don't waste any more time. Get your tickets right now. 55 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Are you okay with this? Next.
The Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration. How are hormonal imbalances treated in your office?
One of the things is that we aren't disease care based. Structure function care, it's very important to understand on that. If a medical doctor is sitting there saying we treat with hormones, they're thinking of drugs, things along those lines. And we don't do that in our office. Not that you shouldn't, but there are times for everything. What we are doing with structure function care is getting the body to work. So we don't give hormones or endocrine anything. What we do is we get the building blocks that the body needs to correct itself. So it's an internal type of thing. We nourish the body, get things working right, and then we actually see the results on the blood work as we're measuring, and it's a lot more permanent.
The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather, Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Electric vehicles are here to stay, and if you're looking for an electric vehicle, Andy Moore Ford is your EV headquarters. More selection. Get to Andy Moore Ford to shop the Mach-E, the E-Transit, the F-150 Lightning in stock, and more arriving daily. Save more at the pump when you switch to an Andy Moore Ford EV. Say hello to more rebates with federal and state incentives. You could save more. How's over $7,500 sound to you? But the benefits don't end there. Purchasing an EV with Andy Moore means you can take advantage of excellent services like more to your door, more peace of mind with over a decade of experience in selling and servicing electric vehicles. Andy Moore Ford's EV experts are here to answer all of your questions from sales to service, parts to maintenance. Check out Andy Moore Ford. Find them in Plainfield at 2713 East Main Street, 2713 East Main Street. Andy Moore Ford. Andy Moore, M-O-H-R. AndyMooreFord.com. That's AndyMooreFord.com.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, in adults 60 years of age and older. Abrysvo is not for everyone and may not protect all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Brace yourself for the ultimate holiday deal with Consumer Cellular. Snag an incredible 50% off the Iris Flip when you buy before December 17th, making it only $34.50. The Iris Flip is all the phone and camera you need with a user-friendly design, the perfect flip phone companion. Plus, you'll get nationwide coverage and always free activation. Score 50% off when you use promo code RADIO50. Head over to consumercellular.com and use promo code RADIO50 during checkout to score this deal.
Is your Generac home standby generator ready for the next outage? Are you overdue for annual maintenance? Schedule an inspection today with Generator Supercenter and ensure your Generac generator is ready when you need it most. GeneratorSupercenter.com.
By listening to WIBC, you'll learn how to create a secure income plan that is sustainable throughout retirement from Crown Haven Wealth Advisors. Tune into WIBC this Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
All right, Hammer, this restaurant in New York, it's called Chopped. C-H-O-P-T, Chopped. Fancy restaurant. Being sued after a woman says that she found part of a human finger in her salad. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with the lawsuit?
Yes. Yes, I am.
That's awful.
I'm not somebody that normally runs to a lawyer. You know, I'm not an ambulance chaser or anything like that. But if you find a finger in your food, yes, that's a problem. Now, keep in mind, this is supposed to be like a respected restaurant here. It isn't like this is just some, run-of-the-mill joint.
It's not the guy from Naked Gun eating a hot dog and finding a full finger with a ring on it.
Right.
Ricardo Montalban.
You wouldn't expect that at Chopped, and if you do, yes, I think that a lawsuit is in question. And look, I don't care if it's a finger or a fingernail. You don't want anything from another person in your food.
Hair.
Right?
Hair's the worst.
Oh, well, I don't know. A finger may be worse than a hair.
You're right.
If given the opportunity of seeing a hair in my food or a human finger, man, I might have to side with the hair.
I mean, whose finger was it? It's pretty easy to tell if you are part of the crew there behind the scenes in the kitchen at Chopped and you're missing a digit. It's probably your finger.
Or was this kind of like that scene in Goodfellas where one of the guys gets whacked and they put him in like the frozen food truck and he kind of just gets shipped out maybe? Maybe that's what happened here. But either way, Nige, this brings us to great moments in There's Something in My Food history. This was a number of years ago when a woman found a living, breathing frog in her salad.
Oh my God, it's literally alive.
Where did you
Don't do that, Gordon! Oh my God!
The salad's ruined anyway, don't worry.
Again, you might as well shut the place down. I would never go there again. Just like the story we had about Northwestern University and some taco joint there that was giving like $1 burritos.
Right.
And, hundreds of people came down with the norovirus, stomach flu. And then that's a result of people, employees going number 2 in the bathroom, not washing their hands, and then getting it all over the food. I'd never go back there again.
Can you imagine walking by and saying, "Hey, Nige, isn't that the place where you got a finger in your food? A human finger?" Hammer and Nigel Restaurants, it's a new division of our empire.
Wow.
This whole story kind of gave us an idea.
Get ready for a culinary experience like no other at Chopped. Off, where they're turning dining into a hands-on masterpiece. Roll up your sleeves and try their finger foods that'll make you say 2 thumbs up, because they're finger-licking good. All prepared by our chef, Stubby. The chicken fingers are to die for and are the best, hands down. Made with special ingredients you can't quite put your finger on. Want something more healthy? Try the Hearts of Palm salad. And for dessert, reach for some lady fingers. Chopped. Off. Experience it firsthand.
It's the new Hammer and Nigel restaurant division. Great idea. Chopped off.
Chopped off.
Did we really need that sound effect there at the beginning?
Get ready for a culinary experience like no other at Chopped. Off.
That's how the finger got in there, Nige.
Yuck. Okay, let's move to another restaurant. Restaurant I've never had a problem at. Red Lobster. Haven't had Red Lobster in a while.
Never had a finger given to me at Red Lobster.
The Red Lobster's all-you-can-eat shrimp promotion may be too popular. The company says the deal, the all-you-can-eat shrimp promotion, led to roughly $11 million in losses during the third quarter of this year. Are you okay with this?
No, I'm not okay with Red Lobster trying to guilt me into taking advantage of a deal that they created. Because that's what's happening here. This story is out there now because Red Lobster put it out there. They lost $11 million when they started the all-you-could-eat shrimp promotion. Now, at the time, I think this was in June, they put this as part of the permanent fixture on the menu. Like, this wasn't a one-time deal. This was something you could do moving forward, and it was $20. Well, fatties like me said, that sounds like a pretty solid deal, and we kept going to Red Lobster, getting our money's worth.
Did you take advantage of the $20 all-you-can-eat shrimp?
I may or may not have waddled into the Red Lobster, had a few cheddar biscuits, and embarrassed myself.
I mean, as long as they don't get rid of the unlimited cheddar biscuits, I'm fine with everything.
I'm looking at the analytics here. Red Lobster saw a traffic increase of 200% compared to the previous quarter and 400% year over year. And now, these no good, rotten folks at Red Lobster, they're jacking up the prices.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, it's their problem. They should have anticipated more customers coming in, and they didn't price it right.
They're moving it up to $25 now to try to win back some of the money that people like me ate them out of. So, listen, I'm not here to get a lecture. I'm not here to get shamed by Red Lobster. When I walk in to an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'm not there to eat. I'm there to work. I'm going to get sweaty. I'm going to make multiple trips. I'm going to embarrass myself.
And you'll probably use the bathroom several times as well.
Getting my money's worth.
You think getting a lot of people to stream your music on Spotify makes you a lot of money? That's what I would think. I mean, here's Weird Al Yankovic with a big thank you to his fans, but not the streaming service. Here, check this out.
Hey, how you doing? Al here. Look, I'll make this really quick. I just want to thank you all for your amazing support. It's my understanding that I had over 80 million streams on Spotify this year. So if I'm doing the math right, that means I earned $12. So, enough to get myself a nice sandwich at a restaurant. So from the bottom of my heart, thanks for your support, and thanks for the sandwich.
Are you okay with Weird Al complaining about the amount that he gets from Spotify for streaming his music?
It's kind of a gray area there because I love Al. You know me. I love Weird Al.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You think you should be in.
I am a card-carrying fan club member of getting Weird Al into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because I feel like he checks every box, from album sales, pop culture relevance, movies, touring. He checks every box. He should be in the hall. But man, if you don't want your music on Spotify, take it off.
Yeah, I wonder how that works. I wonder if it's his decision or his record company's decision, because there were a couple of woke artists. Maybe it was Neil Young that was taking his catalog off Spotify because of Joe Rogan.
Right.
And the controversial guests that Joe Rogan would have on.
Then he brought it back like a couple weeks later.
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple artists did that, but they own their own music. I don't know if Weird Al owns his own catalog or not. So I don't know how any of that works, but apparently you don't get paid very much for 80 million streams in a year. That's ridiculous.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He deserves to be in.
You got time for one more?
Let's do it.
Did you see this? An Oklahoma Sooners fan was given free teeth and dental work. He was ridiculed online for his missing teeth. This guy's name's JP. He was caught on camera during the game, and the Barstool Sports account on X shared his picture, and that sort of created an online, an onslaught of insults. And that's when this dentist, Dr. Brett, stepped in. He found this guy and offered to fix his teeth. Here is the doctor talking about why he did it.
Why not use this as an opportunity to spin it around and, get this guy a smile after all the ridicule that he was getting. He's just a very genuine guy, and he's honestly, I think this is just one of those meant to be things. Well, he just kept saying over and over again how thankful he was and grateful he was, and how thankful that we could connect.
So are you okay with Barstool putting this guy on blast and then the dentist fixing his teeth?
Now, I don't know if Barstool necessarily put him on blast.
Right. They just showed a picture of him.
Right.
Like on a, off a television screen.
Right. And then all the people leaving comments, just lit the dude up. But I'm okay with what happened at the end. And this is awesome. Good for this dentist for saying, you know what? I want to help this guy. This is what social media should be.
That's good promotion, right? It's free promotion for the dentist as well. Let's not, think this is all out of the goodness of the heart. He's getting a lot of free advertising.
Right. But he also provided a good service.
Sure.
Deadspin would have kept piling on. All right. Coming up next, Rob Kendall. He is ready to go off the rails. We got a lot to get to. We will talk about DeSantis v. Newsom, the debate tonight, plus his feud with Todd Rokita. That's coming up right after the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A wet start to December. 55 degrees, cloudy skies, low 40s tonight. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:30. Rain is on the way.
And it will be here tonight. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Greg Mello from the National Weather Service says Hoosiers need the rain, especially given the drought conditions.
This will definitely help. Looking at the latest model guidance, though, it looks like our rainfall amounts are going to be slightly lower than we first expected.
So Mello says we'll get about a day and a half of steady rain, with the heaviest rain falling in the northwest portions of Indiana. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC. Mobile News.
6 more Israeli hostages have just been released by Hamas into Red Cross custody. That's in addition to 2 others from earlier today. The original 4-day ceasefire has been extended a few times, and the U.S. hopes to see more hostages released soon. When Greenfield police were told about a man who was having a mental health crisis Thursday, the situation didn't look good at first.
The man didn't want to talk to the officers when he was sitting on the edge of an overpass, but the police kept at it and told the man that there were people there who loved him and cared about him.
And eventually, after about, 75, 80 minutes or so, he got up off the ledge and walked over to us.
Greenfield Deputy Police Chief Chuck McMichael says Patrolman Danny Williams showed great poise in talking to the man. Williams specializes in crisis intervention. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana gas down 10 cents from last week, says AAA. While shopping this holiday, it's important to keep your information from getting in the wrong hands. Harrison Silcox reports.
If you haven't already, you probably plan to do some holiday online shopping. State Police Sergeant Scott Keegan says you should also keep an eye out for any scammers.
Don't give out more information that you think you need to do to purchase your item. So, again, be leery about putting your personal information out there.
Keegan suggests only buying from websites that are safe and secure. He also says using PayPal or a credit card are good ways to keep hackers from finding ways into your bank accounts. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And with traffic, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Donnie. Earlier we had the delay on westbound 74 between Indy and Brownsburg. That's mostly gone, but westbound 136 is an absolute mess right now from Girls School Road up to Raceway Road. Look out for that. Inbound 65 stop and go MLK2 Meridian Penn. Northbound 65 stop and go through the north split out to 21st Street. Eastbound 70 slow to downtown from Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois. South side eastbound 465 jams at 70 and on the northeast side. Eastbound 465 stop and go traffic Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by B Window. The annual B Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off all products plus 10% in manufacturer's rebates and 20 months, no payments, no interest. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
This Thursday evening, we're looking at cloudy conditions with periods of rain in the forecast. The low temperature dropping only to 42 degrees outside with winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Quarter inch of rain is possible. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Nosutis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window. Open it and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And now, Hammer and Nigel go off the rails with Rob Kendall.
Noise pollution.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show here to go off the rails. Rob, how are you?
Great. Thanks as always to the segment sponsor, the fabulous, the amazing Garage Doors of Indianapolis.
All right, any number of places we could start. Let's begin with this Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis debate tonight on Fox, moderated by Sean Hannity. I'm fascinated by it. I'm going to watch it. Are you going to watch it? And I just want to know what you think the point of this whole thing is tonight.
Oh, no, I'm not watching that. And I talked about this on the air today. It took me almost 2 years, but I have completed the circle on my show, and I finally have it where I want it. When Mock was here, she used to do all the actual work, and then I would just show up and start talking. And I have manipulated Casey through emboldening her with the I am woman, hear me roar type of thing to do all of the work now. So I am right back where I was 2 years ago, and she is going to watch that and subject herself to that so I can watch the Seahawks and the Cowboys tonight.
Okay, but what is the point of it? I know you're not watching it, but I mean, Gavin Newsom's not running for anything, at least not now. Ron DeSantis is very low in the polls behind Trump. What is the point? Like, you've been in campaigns before. The strategy here behind this debate.
It's sort of like when the Jets went to, what is his name, Boyle now? Is that the guy quarterbacking the Jets?
They benched Zach Wilson and went to Boyle.
And you could ask the same question. What is the point of all of this? He's not going to win you the football game, but you got to try something if you're DeSantis, right? I mean, clearly you're 50 points behind. You've tried everything. Common sense isn't working at this point. Trump can salute some BLM guy and people throw him a parade. So what do you really have to lose? It's a no-lose proposition for either one of these guys.
See, I want to push back on Nigel a little bit. I think Gavin Newsom is running.
Yeah.
He just hasn't put it on paper yet.
Shadow campaign.
He's been campaigning for a while, making trips overseas, China, welcoming in world leaders. I mean, this dude,
running over Chinese kids at basketball games.
Trucking kids playing pickup basketball. This dude is totally running a campaign right now. He just hasn't put his name on the official document yet.
And it doesn't matter what he does here tonight because he can't lose. If he does bad, he'll say, well, I was in a hostile environment and I had the guts to go in there and take on not only that evil Ron DeSantis, but that awful moderator Sean Hannity. If anybody can take on the Republicans, it's me. And he'll probably hold his own, and he's speaking to lunatics anyway on the Democrat side. So what does he really have to lose?
You're right. And the thing about Gavin Newsom, and Nigel and I have talked about this, his state is a hellhole. But when you watch him speak, you know, he's very polished. He's very poised. He's got the slick hair. You know, he kind of gives off that Pat Riley, head coach of the Showtime Lakers vibe. But except for the Lakers, they were champions and had everything going for them. His state is a hellhole.
And his voters, if you're talking Democrat primary or Democrat convention voters, they want the maniac stuff. The stuff that we would look at and go, oh my gosh, that is egregious that you are for on-demand abortion from conception to live birth. That's not going to hurt him. So he doesn't have anything to fear. It's not like he can't say what he actually thinks.
But he's not going to embarrass himself tonight at all.
He's a good talker. He's a really good looking dude. He's, he was married to Kimberly Guilfoyle. That couldn't have been easy to convince her. Neither one of these guys has anything to lose. It'll get a bunch of viewers because they're for the political people, and it'll be a win for Hannity and Fox News as well.
One more question before we move on about these GOP candidates running for the Republican nomination. Nikki Haley getting an endorsement from like the Koch organization, the Koch brothers, and that and their grassroots organization. And then we had the story yesterday about her getting a big
Hillary Clinton's big fundraising pal from the bank.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the AFP people endorsing Nikki Haley, they're endorsing Mike Braun, too. And, of course, he voted for the largest tax increase in Indiana state history and 40-plus tax increases when he was in the General Assembly. So AFP, there was Americans for Prosperity. There was a time where they were a pretty decent group of people, but they've shown themselves. I mean, weren't they the ones who did the Stop Washington Waste tour with Todd Young last year? So, I mean,
you might as well have the Stop Domestic Violence tour with OJ.
I think they were the same people who did that. But I mean, I don't think endorsements matter. Nikki Haley's behind DeSantis in these polls. There's nobody that's passing Trump.
No, the endorsements don't matter, but that money sure does. When you've got the head of a major bank, Jamie Dimon, I think is his name, writing checks to Nikki Haley, at least offering to write checks to Nikki Haley. I mean, that money spends the same.
What was the line, though, in Tommy Boy? I can take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed, and all I bought was a guaranteed piece of crap.
Similar.
Yes. You could have $100 million or $200 or $300 million selling Nikki Haley. It's a guaranteed piece of crap. People know what it is. It doesn't matter.
I love we've turned Nikki Haley into bad brake pads from the movie Tommy Boy here on the Hammer and Nigel show.
That's why you guys are number one.
So look at this field of GOP candidates. There's another GOP debate scheduled, I think, sometime next month. You know, Ron DeSantis is doing his thing tonight. Any of these things matter?
No, I mean, it's totally Trump still. He's 50 points ahead. He's gained ground, and it doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter what stupid thing he truths out. It doesn't matter if he lines up with a BLM guy.
Yeah, he got the BLM endorsement, didn't he?
It just doesn't matter. There's no rhyme or reason for any of it unless there's something everyone's missing, and DeSantis has some incredible Iowa ground game operation, which is possible because Iowa is a unique creature because of the caucus format.
And even if you lose Iowa, it's not the end of the world.
No, I mean
Pete Buttigieg won Iowa and then the next state and then disappeared.
Yeah, it just appears like it's a fool's errand at this point. Like Trump's just playing four corners offense, except he's still chucking threes from half court. But it doesn't matter, I guess, because he started with a 50-0 lead.
What was that BLM and the founder of BLM Rhode Island endorsing Donald Trump, and then Trump truthing out that, hey, thanks for the endorsement. Trump, I love the BLM people.
My favorite part...
My jaw dropped when I saw that. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, my favorite part was, and I don't remember the exact quote, but no president has done more for black people than me. And then in parentheses, he puts Lincoln question mark. Look, it's always the question mark or the, just the little things in the tweets or the truths or whatever they're called.
And DeSantis really dinged him for that, didn't he?
This election cycle is so wild because every norm is out the window and it doesn't matter what Trump does. It's why I've kind of just given up. I mean, I still point out the things that he does, and when they're ridiculous, we talk about them. But it's like his voting record doesn't matter. The things he signed into law doesn't matter. The stuff during COVID doesn't matter. Lining up with BLM doesn't matter. It's just he's Teflon Don, and I don't get it. Do you guys understand it? I throw in the towel on this one. I don't get it.
I don't know how he's going to navigate and maneuver through a campaign during all the court stuff.
Everything that should have stopped him doesn't. I've given up, and I just accept he'll be the nominee, and I for the country's sake, I hope he wins.
Devil's advocate, though, I think a lot of people see the court stuff as bullcrap, and that's why he's their guy. Like, they feel this is all bullcrap. Somebody finally had the cojones to stand up to the media in the left because Republicans were wussies or something that rhymes with that for so long. This was the one guy that disrupted their little system, and they're trying to lock him up.
But coming back to taking a dump in a box and marking it guaranteed, so much of what Trump's actual policies were and the people he empowered during his presidency were a dump in a box marked guaranteed. And it's like you present this to people and they go, doesn't matter, don't care. Like, people do not care about results anymore. It is clear. Biden, Trump, people do not. This is all emotion at this point. This is all emotion and feels, and they stole that election from us in 2020, and we're not going to let them do it.
You look at what Governor DeSantis did in Florida, campaigned for other Republicans, made school boards important, gave a middle finger to COVID. Now, he was on the wrong side of it at the beginning, but very quickly he realized, okay, this thing stinks. We're going to open back up. I know Kristi Noem fans would say that, she never closed down. Yeah. But DeSantis learned relatively quickly this thing stinks, and then was fighting the system ever since. He was a good governor in Florida, one of the most important states in this country. Why has that not resonated nationally?
Because there is some weird obsession with Trump, and I have come to the conclusion, I've talked to many people about it who are Trump people, they believe the election was stolen in 2020. The country was taken away from them, and this is their get even. The results don't matter. The common sense doesn't matter. The public policy doesn't matter. They will not deny what Trump did, and they'll just say it doesn't matter. So you can't reason, you can't rationalize with it. And as somebody who loves this country, I hope Trump can pull it together during the general election.
All right, I want to take a break, but when we come back, against my better judgment, I'm going to ask you about Todd Rokita. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. We're going off the rails. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros. We recently saved a 50-year-old couple over $300 per month when compared to their old individual plan. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 per month when compared to their quote on healthcare.gov. We are now entering the crazy enrollment season when our federal government will spend millions telling us that healthcare.gov is our only good option for quality healthcare. Whether it's called healthcare.gov, Affordable Care Act, or it's still Obamacare, don't let the federal government or their big insurance company cronies tell you that you don't have a choice. Give us a call at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. That's 317-563-0868 or rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. Quoting the great Dr. Duke Tomato, Lord, please help our Colts. And as always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
Tony Katz here, and if you know me, you know I like my bourbon, and just like you, I like a good deal. So let me tell you about Hotel Tango Bourbon. Hotel Tango is a distillery right here in Indianapolis, started by Travis Barnes, a Marine who served 3 tours in Iraq. He wanted to craft spirits with the same discipline he learned in the Marine Corps. That's what Hotel Tango does. I've tried his bourbon. It's wonderful. It's a 4-grain bourbon with a distinct mash bill. You get a little caramel and some of that aroma. You get a nice rye kick to balance it out. I'm not the only one who thinks it's good. Wine Enthusiast gave it a 94 and it won a gold at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. It's also under $40. Did I mention that? One of the 10 best bourbons under $40 according to Wine Enthusiast. Try it for yourself. Head down to wherever you buy fine spirits and try Hotel Tango for yourself. You'll be supporting local, supporting veterans, and getting yourself a great, sippable, enjoyable bourbon at a great price. Thanks to Hotel Tango for sponsoring the show. Hotel Tango, distilled with discipline. HotelTangoDistillery.com.
Get ready, Indiana. It's Medicare annual enrollment period. So why not make enrolling easier with United Healthcare? Whether you choose our online tools or over-the-phone support, United Healthcare will help you compare options so you can choose a plan with confidence. This is Medicare made for Indiana, trusted everywhere. Explore our wide range of plans by calling United Healthcare today at 1-855-MEET-UHC. That's 1-855-MEET-UHC. Annual enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th, so call today.
My husband, Bob, has Parkinson's, and he needs more help now, and I need more support to help him. Thanks to Indiana Pathways for Aging, we're getting the support we need to help him right here at home, like with meal prep and basic personal care, and even respite support for me.
Pathways provides Hoosier Medicaid members, age 60 and over, support for care their way, so they can live life their way. The program begins in summer of 2024. Call 87-PATHWAY-4 or visit in.gov/pathways.
You only have one heart, so let's keep it near everyone it beats for. Franciscan Health is leading the way as the only hospital in Indiana to be recognized as one of HealthGrade's 100 best hospitals for cardiac care and coronary intervention in 2024. We're delivering award-winning heart care in your neighborhood, near everyone you love, because our greatest reward is caring for you. Learn more about our compassionate, patient-focused approach to heart care. Visit us at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Build the water system of your dreams with C&J Water's unbelievable fall discounts. Save up to 15%. C&J 317-733-SOFT or cnjwater.com.
Cyber Monday is Dell's biggest sale of the year. Save on laptops like the XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform and more. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them matter and make them count with a symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Hey, we're pretty social people at WIBC. You can find us all over social media. See what we're up to on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. We're never more than just away. Just search for 93 WIBC.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
Yeah, Hammer, looking at eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic, Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road, and inbound 69 stop-and-go from 96th Street down to 82nd. It's inbound 65, that's grinding from MLK to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 72 downtown stop-and-go traffic from Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. The annual B-Window Black Friday sale has been extended. Get up to 52% off all products plus 10% in manufacturer's rebates and 20 months, no payments, no interest. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
50 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back on the Hammer and Nigel show, Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey show joining us to go off the rails. And Rob, your euchre partner, the man that you work out with in the off season, you guys run beaches together like Rocky and Apollo Creed, I believe. Todd Rokita.
Oh, geez.
He's got a challenger now in Destiny Wells. I saw a video that you and your radio partner, Casey Daniels, did where you're basically harassing Todd Rokita.
Oh,
what the hell is that?
Yeah, walking over to the State House and going, here's an invitation to appear on our show. Boy, we're practically insurrectionists over here.
Did you actually go to the Attorney General's office?
Oh, of course we did. Yeah, you can see that video at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter. So Todd, as Todd has done before, he labels himself a fighter and a big tough guy, but he will go on other WIBC shows. I know he's done it with you guys before. And unprompted, he did it on your show, unprompted, just gets mouthy about me and our show. And he did it the other night with Tony Kennett.
Now, when you say gets mouthy, what happens?
He called me with you guys, a jilted lover, which, I mean, was just so, even you guys were like, what are you talking about here? Which is so bizarre because I'm the exact opposite of a jilted lover. I don't want to be around Todd Rokita. I don't want anybody to be around Todd Rokita.
And nobody loves you.
Yeah, exactly. I just want you to go away. And he unprompted with Tony Kennett got super mouthy about us. And I am done with that with this fake, phony, tough guy who is just a bully and a totally empty suit. And so we are calling him to the carpet and saying, don't say it to Tony Kennett. Don't say it to you guys. If you got something to say, waltz your ass into our studio and say it to my face.
So what would have happened if you walked in there to deliver that letter and Todd Rokita comes out and he takes off his tie and tries to beat the hell out of you?
I would have let him because, man, would that have been a great show content. It's just ridiculous, though, that this guy, and what pisses Rokita off about me is he can't use the usual stuff, which is it's the radical left media. It's a national media conspiracy. It's leftist journalists with activism on full display. That doesn't work with me because everybody knows I'm not that. I am critical of Todd Rokita because he's a bad attorney general. He had never tried a case before. He barely had a law license. He did have a law license. He may not much longer. We'll see what the Supreme Court says. But he was not qualified to be the attorney general. And it just pisses him off that he can't use his usual bully talking points against me.
I feel like Todd Rokita would have walked out of his office, grabbed that letter from you, and pulled a Lou Brown from Major League, like he did with Roger Dorn's contract. I just threw the letter on the ground and started peeing on it. I feel like that's what Todd Rokita would have done.
Well, he started it. Like, there was no reason for him to mention me on Tony Kennett's show. Tony wasn't talking about me. Tony wasn't referencing me. He's obsessed with me, and you started it, Todd. I'm going to finish it, and I'm not stopping until you come in here and we do it face-to-face, man-to-man, tough guy. Ho!
What is coming up on the Kendall and Casey show tomorrow?
We've got the mayor of Lebanon coming in tomorrow, Matt Gentry, and we are going to talk a lot about this very controversial LEAP district, and there are a lot of people up in arms about that, and we're going to give him his chance to give his say.
He's off the rails. He's Rob Kendall. Special thanks to
Garage Doors of Indianapolis. You're the best. Thank you.
Top stories next. Big Nige.
What's going on, man?
Did you hear that Bill Demery, our retirement guy, is helping Indy residents get an instant 13% on top of their retirement savings?
Whoa! So like every $100 gets you an extra $13 more?
That's math. It's science. It's the way Bill Demery gets down. You can get $13,000 for every $100,000.
Yeah, $13,000 for every $100,000. That's 13%. That's a heck of a bonus.
And then you can get an extremely competitive return year after year. Over the last 10 years, it's been 7% and backed by one of the world's largest insurance companies.
So I guess that's why Indy calls Bill Demery your retirement guy. He's our retirement guy. We're clients. If listeners want their 13% bonus, what do they need to do?
They need to call Bill Demery right now. 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. This deal is not going to last long. 317-648-5120.
Past performance is no guarantee of future returns.
Senator Todd Young is harnessing